All right, so welcome to another episode of Is This Thing On? We have the beautiful Devin here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm Devin.
Yes, I'm honored that you said yes.
Oh, stop.
Yes, I was
Why
like, what? Because I had a lot of people ignore me, and then just like you said, I was like,
That's actually interesting that people ignored you, you know?
yeah, they'll
Did you
read
ask
it.
some models or just people around town?
I've asked people that kind of caught my eye.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, like your pictures are very, I really like how your photos and stuff. Yeah.
Mm,
So I was like, oh, that would be interesting
Yeah.
because you're a model, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And also with the LGBTQ, I believe it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, this would be pretty interesting, I think.
I'm excited for
Yeah.
that. No, for real. I am honored just as much as you are.
Yeah. So for those that don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, so almost for a year now, I've just been modeling in the city of Cleveland, Ohio. I'm 21.
You're 21?
Yeah.
What?
That's why I don't say my age. But yes, I only say that just because I feel like I'm out into the real world now. Like I'm ready to work, like, just legal. You can go in the club, you can go here, you can go there. So I'm a model in Cleveland to keep it real cute and simple. Like, I don't know, these days it's just like, yeah, I'm a model in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like, who knows where I'm going to go? Some people, I would love to say like Cleveland, New York, but just as of right now, I work primarily in Cleveland. There's some energy in Akron that does fashion and a big energy as well in Columbus. And we were just there in Columbus, me and a good friend that models as well, Justice. And we drove down to Columbus and it was, 2-hour drive there and back, but we both actually scored the casting. So for my first time ever, I'll be modeling in Columbus this summer, which is really, and it's nice because same thing for another show on June 26th.
Mm-hmm.
We find this stuff out now and, it's like 4 or 5 months away. So it feels really nice. That's how I kind of know, like whether people like it or not, I'm not going anywhere. I do love to do it, but we're booked for a few months. So
booked and busy.
Yeah. I could be busier.
Okay.
I could definitely be busier. Not like just saying that's why I came here, but listen, if an opportunity comes my way, I'm most certainly going to take it.
Yes,
like,
you got to.
You got to. And like most of the time, and when I say most, I mean 99.7% of the time, I want to do it, you know? Like I'm not going to force myself to do anything, but I like to do this kind of stuff. I just love to dumb it down the industry. Whether it's acting, podcasts, modeling, any type of branding, all of it. So and maybe to get a little bit more, I'm a guy, but I'm super feminine. So that kind of like makes me unique in my modeling way. See how I'm still looked over there like we were on live. But yes, so because I like how it gets more intimate. I can like really open up.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I've always been feminine my whole life, but it's just really nice to have an outlet to like really genuinely express it, like modeling. Like it's crazy. You can just know how you feel on the inside. You can kind of bring it out and just live that way. And it's really nice, like I feel like people recognize if it feels good. Like they can tell if you're comfortable in your own skin,
It feels genuine. Yeah.
Yes.
You can definitely feel that energy for sure.
I appreciate that.
You just walked in the room like, I am here.
We're here, right? We're ready. No, definitely so ready. And I just try to be ready. It's like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what brought you into modeling? Like what started that drive there?
That is really like a good question because the more you do it, you think about it more and more and more. And I would say to like, you really answer the question fully, like being around my mom, growing up my whole life with my mom, she always have loved art with fashion and just like stepping out of the house, putting a piece together, like whether this goes with this or that doesn't go with that, stuff like that. And so I feel like, and like, when anyone asks me that question, I think of like the first time I ever seen RuPaul's Drag Race. I don't know why. I just like love that show. And I've watched it not so early, but maybe like 10, 11.
Yeah.
And that just like seeing kind of like, whether it was guys in makeup or something, I just like that presence of people real glammed up on stage. And like before they were on stage, they'd be like working like with the script. Like it was just nice to see whether like just the industry, like on TV, especially, let alone myself. I didn't know gay guys doing it, you know?
Yeah.
So that kind of like sparked something in me. I had no idea what it was, but and from then on, I watch. And when I was really young, I was like, oh my God, am I going to be a drag queen? Like, truly, truly. And no shade, drag. Like I said, I actually, not just drag race, I love drag, period. But I happen to be a very large drag race fan, like really big. And that just hit me. And so I think, but I was still like really, really young. So being like getting older, middle school and stuff, like it took me a while to kind of figure out who I was. And I'll tell anybody this because like before I knew who I was, people around me, like in my town and stuff, they like try to tell me who I was, you know, and that like is really deteriorating for someone, like a really, let any kid, like anybody, but especially if you're creative and empathetic. So I'm not too on like the whole train of letting children know about 100% sexual, you know, like I don't know, when I was a kid, I was a kid, and it allowed me to have all these thoughts I have now, and these dreams and these visions, like these such deep creative visions. And when I started, because like I said, one day wasn't just like, oh, I'm gay now. Like, you know, I just, whether I was, and I wasn't naive, I was innocent. You know, the word's innocent. Innocent is so nice.
Hmm.
So the, you know, homophobic football players in sixth grade, they're like, are you gay? Are you bi? What are you? That makes you just start thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. So from then on, you know, I knew I was definitely different. And you figure it out. You go through like the raw, like, you know, get not in a little bit of trouble. I definitely got in a decent amount of trouble. And when I say in trouble, I mean school. I've been in trouble like, but this was all before I was 18 and nothing bad, but like I've never harmed anybody, but just very, very delinquent, stupid little kid stuff. Like, for example, maybe stealing makeup at a
Mm.
high amount, you know,
Yeah.
but one and done. Like, you do it one time, you get in trouble, you go to community service for it. You
Mm.
learn so much, you know. So I was definitely a little bit of a bad kid for sure. For like, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Very disrespectful to my teachers. Like, you know, and now looking back, I just didn't know like what to do, you know. And it like I didn't even know I knew not what to do. You know what I mean? I was just kind of. It was like a snake was shedding your skin. I was kind of just like,
Yeah.
you know,
So
it was hard.
do you think you like rebelled out because you were just trying to find yourself a bit, or?
And like when people say rebelled out, like I didn't rebel out. I just, I don't know. Like there was no positivity around me. It's like that
Mm.
positivity was like, I had to like dig it out of myself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I went to a little bit more of like, I'm not going to say the word ghetto. I never really like to use that word, but it was definitely a little bit more like screaming in class and
Yeah.
just not following the rules, period.
Mm-hmm.
So that was always kind of, and like, you know, that was cool. Definitely. And when I didn't, maybe like a little bit of me felt gay vibes, but I just had no idea what that meant at all. And I know this is a long thing, but I'm gonna bring it into the how do you get into the fashion.
No, it's okay.
But I get so deep. We'll learn. I get just so deep so quick. But so I think I had like not that I thought even the word gay. I was just like, I don't vibe with the guys. But you know, we're cool. Like guys hang out guys, girls hang out girls. Like that's just what it was when I was in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, did the bad stuff, whatever. And when I say bad stuff, just like really disrespectful to my teachers, you know, like, da, 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 like just that at the time, or like now looking back, you would say, like, oh, that like young, gay, loud kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was totally me
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And it was so gross. And I didn't even know. But then when I got into like eighth grade and I was like putting makeup on now and wearing skinny jeans, I was like that person. Like you didn't even want to be around. You know, it was just super. It was like I had blossomed, but and that was the times, like 2017, 18,
Mm-hmm.
like just that culture, you know? It
Mm.
was very like that. I don't know. Just Bad Girls Club was around. It was so popular.
Oh
Do you know
yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
energy I'm tipping into? That was very my middle school and early high school. I mean, early, like when I say eighth grade, our eighth grade was at our high school. So it was like 5 years in the same building. So when I just think of eighth grade, I think of high school because it technically was.
Yeah.
So yeah, so after all that in high school, like sophomore year, a lot of my friends, we all kind of like went our separate ways for a little bit. I don't know, like it was the second year of high school. So I found myself a little bit. Like I was just like, oh, I started to really love art more. Like I got back into it. And I started cheerleading when I was a freshman in high school too. So I cheered all throughout high school. So that like really made me feel very good. And high school was good for me like after 8th grade because so I'm definitely leaving out some context. Being in 8th grade, that loud gay person, if someone called me in the F word, the homophobic slur, I would go at them physically, not wordly. I would go at them. Not a girl. I don't my parents raised me very much in that way. But if a dude talks crap to me, I you know, I let them know physically
Yeah.
that like
That's not okay.
it's not okay.
Yeah.
And I don't mean I would just go up to someone and hit them. But if a dude's up in my face, taller than me, bigger than me, calling me slur after slur after slur, and he's maybe like a junior and I'm an 8th grader, like, yeah, maybe I was cuckoo bananas. And I sure was. But I don't know. Looking back, I'm super proud of myself. Like it was just because if I didn't do that, freshman year, like there was respect in high school. It was really nice.
Mhm.
All the girls were very nice to me, so that made all the boys change their look on me.
Mhm.
But so there was like a crazy flip of
Yeah.
energies in my body.
Yeah.
5th grade to 8th grade. Tough, like super tough times, like just like the worst, literally the worst. And then freshman year, it was nice. There was like also when I was in freshman year, that was like the Visco girl trend. And
Mhm.
so maybe I'm a product of my generation, but I definitely, I guess, think I went with the trend of the world. I don't know. But yeah, freshman year was like a whew.
Yeah.
So it was nice.
What is your generation called? Is that Gen Z?
I think so. I'm born in 2002, so Gen Z, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's Gen Z.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
So let's I'm gonna tap into your childhood a bit and then we'll go into the adult now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I normally really don't do that. And
Yeah.
sometimes we need to hear.
Unless you're not comfortable with it,
I
we
am.
cannot. Okay.
I am. Definitely.
Okay, so let's at what age did you realize that you were different and what kind of brought that on?
Definitely like one of the first things I can remember is like to answer the first question, being with my cousin. My cousin's a year younger than me. She's a girl. Her name's
Okay.
Kaylee, and we love each other. I love her. She's like my bestie cousin. She had like all the princess dresses,
Mhm.
like, Princess and the Frog, Cinderella, Belle, like all of them. And I would like try them on with her. And my uncle, her dad, would just be like, why are you putting on dresses? Not like crazy mean, just found it very confusing. And
Mhm.
I had been like, oh, this is obviously not right. Quotations with my fingers, obviously not right, So that was probably 6, 7, 8, definitely very early. But I've been like super feminine my whole life. Like I was that kid that was like dancing when I was young, like with my sisters and stuff. That was just always me,
Mhm.
But to answer the second part, what do you mean by that? You said what could you make it better? What was the second part of the question?
I asked, oh my gosh, I forgot. I asked at what age did you, I forgot
What age did you know something was different about yourself?
Yeah.
And that was definitely that was like 6 or 7. Like
6
that
or
was
7?
early. So
Yeah.
early. I'm sure there's some earlier, but like I can't remember them. So I guess that's good in a way, but I don't know. But no, that's definitely what I remember. And that was early. Oh, that was
Yeah.
so I mean, my cousin was still playing with like baby stuff.
Mhm.
Like there was baby clothes. We were playing with baby dresses, She's just a year younger than me, so
So did everybody like kind of know or did you like was kind of like battling with it
my
and then
family always knew.
they always knew.
Always knew, and by the grace of God, Lord Jesus Christ God,
Yeah.
have always been accepting of me, which is very
That's
nice.
good.
Now sitting here right now, 2024, my whole family is accepting of me. Like in that rough patch I had bright red hair with the 8th grade, super angry young
Yeah.
gay kid trying to figure himself out. Bright red hair, tight jeans. Get the fuck out my face, big. You know what I mean? Very straight up.
Yeah.
So the more religious side of my family was just because this is just a fun story. My old friends, there was this girl named Carly Geyer.
Mhm.
I literally love her. Like she's the best. I cheered with her.
Mhm.
So I've known her since like 6th grade to graduation, the whole 9. And so she had like this big, where I went to high school, it was like 10 minutes to the city of Cleveland, but 10 minutes to like Loki Hickville, like land.
Yeah.
It was like a little bit more residentially.
Mm-hmm.
So she had a nice, like a big old yard. And just who she was, it's just who she is. She's still around doing wonderful. She's like a little bit more country, laid back, like country music, drinking beer, super chilling in the backyard. Trucks, like there's big garage, like it was that vibe.
Yeah.
And so early 8th grade, we were all there and we would like take body shots off each other. And like my girl best friend took a body shot off of me and I posted it on my spam, like
Yeah.
early 8th grade, like just early 8th grade. I had like a pink crop top on. Like it was obviously very, like it wasn't like a straight thing. And they showed my great grandmother who's like above 80 years old.
Yeah.
And so, they just thought I was probably like a heeboo jeeboo mess. Definitely. Cause they're like, very,
Yeah.
very religious. And, but now we're real close because like how I feel like this is just a trait of me. It's like, I'm never going to change the way.
Like it's been a part of you
It's been
this
a part
whole
of me
time. Yeah.
the whole time. It's always been there, and it's like it's ever changing. Like I want my hair down to my toes, and some days I want that little baby pixie cut. And I know that's such a superficial thing to say, but I mean that in a way that there's never like one version of me. And in the industry, you think of Beyonce and you can close your eyes and think of a certain look, but I shouldn't even say her because she's so versatile. She's like the queen. Let me think of someone really like, you think of Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
And you already know the vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really important. You just have something to, and I was thinking this too when I was watching the Grammys. Mariah Carey, she's never changed up her look.
Yeah.
She always has that laid hair and a nice sparkly dress.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really smart. Whether she just channels the glam, but I feel like I don't know if I resonate with that. Like I like the different vibes. I'm always ever changing,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
I think
That's
so.
interesting. So how did that play a part with the whole religious and, you being that? How did that go about?
I think it really went like I was raised Catholic, so I went to church being a younger child, but it's not that I never felt right. It just was like not in an offensive way, it just didn't feel right. Like I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I mean, it never felt right to me. Not in like, oh, it felt horrible. I was kind of just how you would be in like your school classroom bored. And I say that now, being a young adult that have felt my own faith, with someone can call it Jesus. I like to say Jesus because that's what I was raised around. And I am confident in knowing that when I say Jesus opposed to God, I know who I'm referencing to because maybe I'm just learning about it if I say this day and age, but forever and ever, a lot of people have different gods.
This is very true.
And when
Yeah.
I don't mean Allah and Jesus, but some people don't practice positive stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff out here.
Yeah, different gods. And
Yeah.
so it's like I like to, when I'm speaking of family, any type of stuff like that, it's like I always am very comfortable with Jesus and that white light,
Mm-hmm.
that the light, So, like they just had to get to know me more. They had to watch me grow. Like I was literally a 12, 13, 14-year-old. So everyone was judging me, not just my family. Everybody, all the teachers thought I was like, I'm telling you, everyone thought I was crazy. Like only honestly, and this would low-key be maybe a thing to get into in a minute, but like the only people that were there for me were my good girlfriends. Really.
Oh wow.
And here's the sad thing, and I feel like when I say it out loud, I sound like a toxic person because of hearing it. But we're all not friends anymore. Like, to this day, they may be friends with each other, but me and them happen to not be friends at the moment or anymore.
But that kind of happens though. And
I've learned that definitely. People say that, but once you learn it, it's like okay,
yeah,
like oh my gosh,
yeah, it does. It definitely does happen. It could be like
it's tricky though.
It could be a lot of layers to it. It could be like a difference of opinions. It could be it could be a lot of different things.
I honestly, what I found was, to keep it real simple, I think we all just kind of grew apart. Like really, the one thing that just like, and I'm so like, I have no I don't know if it means when people say I have no pride. Like, of course I have pride, but I don't mind to get deep. Like, I miss those times sometimes because, like I said, those girls, my girlfriends, were like really the only people that would like, even in my darkest days where I was looking a mess and acting a mess and just causing a ruckus, they were really there for me. Like,
Mhm.
for real, for real. Whether that was just superficially, because then once boys get involved, early high school, it just all gets wishy washy.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. It's good memories, and I always have respect for them because they like respected me.
Mhm. Well,
But
that's good. That's good to have that around you.
oh yeah, that's what I was gonna. Yeah, we just kind of
W
grew all apart. Like I once like the gear started going early junior year, and I was like, wait, I actually think I could model. I think I can do this because it's like it's really a mind thing. Like like I've found a lot of people. It's courage. Like oh my gosh, like to be able to just do it. Like you have to understand you can do it. So once I started feeling that, I um set my dreams just started to grow.
Mhm.
And I think about this a lot too. We don't even when we say dreams, I mean, I don't really go to sleep and think of freaking of gold bricks.
Mhm.
Like I think we use dreams as an objective word or like a a word to describe
Yeah.
your goal or something you want. You
Yes.
know what I mean? So they just kept getting really bigger. Like I want to work in Hollywood. I dream of being an actress,
Yes.
like truly, not just modeling, because once I just dip my toesies in modeling, all that art that I've always loved, and I also, all that art that I've always loved, all that fashion I've always loved, it was like I can really do anything.
Mhm.
And I love the idea it's basically film, like making movies. I just love how you can watch something and feel a certain way from it,
Mhm.
from whether it's visuals or the track and the way that, like, I don't know, it's in my soul. Like, I'm meant to be either making movies or in movies. I think it's the dopest thing. And I love it. Like, I love it. And getting into modeling, it's made me want to sing now. Like, I've always loved to sing, but it's that thing like, wait, I can be a singer if I want to. I can be an actress
Now
if I
that you
want
have
to.
conquered some things, you're like, "Oh,
It's
like, my
it's been
options are limited."
hard.
Yeah.
Back to the God stuff, gods, other people's gods. I love a good conspiracy theory. That's just
Okay.
who I am. And with music, I feel like it's scary, but I do love to sing. And Beyonce is one of my biggest inspirations.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah. So you said you had, with your girlfriends, they were with you in your, like, darkest moments. What was your darkest moment?
Um, my darkest moment.
You said you were, like, they was with you in that dark
I
place.
would say some really it would my darkest moments those were dark times, but those weren't like my darkest moments, I would say, before I was out as a gay person. Comfortable. I was straight, hand quotations for a little, and I had like two, three girlfriends. Girlfriends as a boyfriend, girlfriend. Not like my girlfriends were going out to the club, like a relationship.
Mhm.
And I don't know why, but like maybe this was me being so young. I don't know why, but this is just the answer to your question. When they would like break up with me or we get in fights, and maybe it was because like I think the name is Ashley. Like it would just I would be getting real sad. Like I would
Yeah.
just get so
I
sad.
think that breakups happen like that
But
anyway.
I was like a young boy, and I think it's because like, and I know this about myself. I'm super emotional. Like I'm super emotional, but I know how to control them. Like I'm not overly emotional. I just come with a lot of emotions,
Mm.
meaning like I've got a lot of happiness, but not all emotions. So I don't really know how I got to saying that. I feel like that's such a turnoff saying that out loud. You have a lot of emotions, but like, hey,
Yeah, no, we're human. We all have it for
not
sure.
everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No?
Nope.
No, I think they're
Nope.
just good
I
at
have
hiding
met
it.
people, and that could be it too, I guess, but it's comes off as some people are actually emotionless. Because I work at Starbucks. It's my day job. So I'm a barista as well.
Okay.
And I see a lot of people I talk to. I mean, truly, if I work 4 days a week, I'm talking to like 100 to maybe 250 people, maybe 100 to 200 people. And, just hello, quick convos, just like quick stuff. So it's just a lot. And some people really are just not the nicest.
Yeah.
And I find it to be older white men
Mm.
with no
That's
I
funny.
was waiting for myself to stop myself, but sometimes I can't stop.
Sometimes the facts just got to be known. That's just what it
It's the truth.
is. She said it's the truth.
Honestly, I probably should stop. I'm speaking on that.
All right. So what so it's funny how you said that, like, there's other gods and stuff like that, or people worship their own image
Totally.
of what they
Totally.
think is God is.
Totally.
What is God to you? Like, what is that relationship like to you? Do you have a relationship? Do you not? Are you just like how does that work in your
So, to me, like I said a little earlier, I was raised Catholic, and
Mhm.
that definitely like introduced to me and I don't mean systematic in a bad way, but the systematic like religion
Mhm.
of, the country and just whether that expands out the world. But I've never been out the country. So just from what I can see in our nation,
Mhm.
it was nice, it always felt safe and very peaceful going to church, but I feel like my personal answering and my personal individual experience, like, and this can and it may get extremely deep, but like who I am, and I mean like not here, like who I am behind my voice, behind our meat suit, you know it it took me different obstacles to like see God and feel God and feel God and feel God. And so I feel like those really big events in my life where it was like whether it was not really physical think I've never really been physically harmed, but like just at your soul,
Mhm.
people just coming at you, like they've been cracks that have opened up like me,
Mhm.
and like it's like God kind of like showing you um some part of me. But let me, now that I'm saying that out loud, what I think of God when I say that word, I instantly, to make other people understand, I think of Mother Gaia, I think of Earth, like I truly think of the freaking rock that I'm on. But
Okay.
I'm not a flat earther, but maybe I am. But so I don't want to say whatever, but I love Mother Gaia, of course. That's like because you don't have to have one God. It's like the thing is with love and praise and faith, it's abundant. Like it's not going nowhere. And people, I do believe that every single person has this capability, but whether it's distractions or like birth genetic stuff that other powers are doing, I think we all can generate infinite amounts of love and peace and serenity, like infinite, like talk about like it's not going nowhere type vibes. And so I don't remember what I said before that. Oh no, yeah. So with that, like I could have more gods. Like it's just about praise and giving your thanks and sending your love. Because if I'm sending Oshun, the African water goddess, my love, I still have the same amount of love to give to Jesus. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel for real.
So you believe there is multiple, not
Oh,
just
for
one.
sure.
Okay.
I I believe that. I'm not a person to say I know there is. Like I'm never had like existential religious moments in my life. True, like people write about. Like now, I've really never had any of those kind of experiences. But I definitely believe that. Like I'm very, very into beauty and glamour, and I'm a Libra, and my Venus is in Scorpio. So I just know about myself, and I
Mhm.
kind of know who to send my love to, like which directions to send it. You know what I mean? Like Aphrodite, the goddess, a lot of beautiful women will say, lay out roses and just, send your love to these certain people that or goddesses that have been written about over time and time. So that's an example. Like I said, Oshan is an African goddess. I know some about. I don't want to speak on too much stuff I don't know about, but I just know I'm inspired by that specific energy and that force, truly true. Because, like, for me, I'm a very type of person. I like know if I like something or not. Very, it's like, it's almost like keys, like whether it works or it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I definitely believe you can send your energy out to different gods, and it's like they're just going to send that good energy right back to you. But, um, I choose to send mine to one that like keep me away from stress and words in my head. If that's how I could describe it.
Yeah.
I don't want those voices. And I don't think it's a mental illness. I think it's negative energy. You know, you're letting too much in, you're whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But
That's interesting that you grew up Catholic, but yet
I
you
did.
believe in like many different types of gods. Like, how did that come about?
So like
Because I'm sure like you're
my
Catholic family is like, what?
no, I know what you mean. And I know when I say that's kind of like, oh my gosh, no. So my mom's family, like right above me, of course, my mom and my dad,
Hmm.
but right above them, they were all very religious on both sides.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, going to church on Sundays, like all the whatevers. But my mom and dad, 90s from like the ghetto part of Cleveland, very R&B. They kind of, and wasn't that the whole world, you know, religion kind of took a, and it's a very big decline, but my parents were certainly in that group where they, you know, they were just like high rollers, young people. Like my dad was the craziest person ever, but especially was when he was young.
Yeah.
Like just real like gangsters. Like my dad was a gangster and my mom was like my mom, she wasn't anything like bad, like, you know, there's no really term, but she, you know, they weren't very religious. My mom had my sister when she was 19. So I think that really changed things. Like there wasn't really time to go to church. My mom had to work and make money for my sister and stuff. And I came around 6 years after. So it really, my mom just kind of had to do life
Hmm.
and be a mom. So there was no like time for church. Like she really, but she's a real estate agent now. So before she did that, she did like some brokerage work or something in an office, you know, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And that was like what felt like, you know, every single day. Like there was no time for any of that kind of any outer any church for
Yeah.
real. So it kind of just fell out. But like my mom has always been in just, for lack of a better word, spiritual, very spiritual, you know, feeling your chakras, but it's not so like we do Reiki,
Hmm.
things of that nature and stuff. So my mom's just very holistic, very I mean, extremely holistic.
Okay.
So we're not really like we don't call ourselves Catholic. We don't go to church no more. My younger brother though, he ever does go to a Catholic school. He like my family, you know, they made a decision. They were like, do we want to do it? Because my sister did, then I didn't, and now they decided for him too. So it's like they're kind of just like feeling it out and just seeing how it goes. But I'm sure that makes some Catholics mad. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like the world we live in, it's like how are you gonna get mad at someone for trying to practice something? You know what I mean? But I think Catholicism is absolutely beautiful. Like I really, really, really do. And maybe I mean that in a superficial way. Just it's just beautiful. You know, the art and the colors, and I just think it's nice. And I do have some like it, I'm still learning, and I'm sure there's people out there in the world that have this same feeling. But I'll read Bible verses and connect so much with them, you know. And if I was in Alabama, here I am, like a gay man reading a Bible verse and connect, literally, like truly feeling like a connection to this thing. It's like to some people one works. So that's why I just never really talk about it.
Yeah.
But so my mom and my dad's just like I would say just like an American person. I don't know. When I say that, I just mean like all my friends' dads, like they didn't go to church, you know, just like American people. Like we didn't really go to church, you know. And I don't mean that saying you're not American. I just think of it that way, you know. But like, you know,
I think that's like more of
like
a
none of us, we didn't go to church. Like we're not going to
yeah,
church.
I think that's more of like a new age thing. I think back then my parents didn't go to church too much either, but I think it's like back then it was a thing, and then now I think people are more like weeding away from it
Like,
in a way.
I,
Yeah.
I don't know. I am always scared to say anything, but I just feel
Don't be
like
scared.
no, right? But I just feel like I don't know anyone who's going to church. Like my great grandma, she still goes to church, but like I'm, you know, I don't know. I'm. I've had other like you can just go out in the woods where the water is, and maybe you don't have to, but if you feel good, you could bring some crystals, but you really don't need to, and you go pray there and have your church. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
it for me. And that could be anywhere outside, honestly.
Yeah.
But I do like being outside. I'm an air sign, but I love the air. Whether air sign, human, whatever I am, I just know I love the air.
So tap
Love
into the
the air.
crystal thing. I don't know too much about that.
I like crystals a lot. I think crystals are just something fascinating because it's like like to keep it really simple, like us as humans, like you know, we're just like beings. So I try not to overthink stuff, and you know, you see it and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
like it's just something beautiful that the earth created. So I think that's why there's a lot of praise to them, but they're, they have metaphysical properties. I don't even want, not allegedly, but rose quartz, it's good for the heart and stuff. I've never
So it's like
really
an
been,
energy.
it's like energy, I guess.
Yeah.
I will be honest, I've never been too into like, I have this crystal for this meaning. This is labradorite though on my wrist, and it's for self awareness and self divination. I got
Mhm.
this when I was on a solo trip. So, like, I know about the few ones I really, really respond to. I have a Lemurian seed quartz crystal at
Okay.
home. And that one I know, I mean, we can really get into that story, but that one I know really, but really a lot about. And, just ones I feel really attracted to. And that's only like a few of them. And I like pyrite a lot. Pyrite's fool's gold. It's that one
Okay.
that looks just like gold.
Yeah.
But to me, like, when I was in college, I don't know if you saw, if you're a big TikToker, but like there was a spiritual trend, and it like just left the worst taste in my mouth ever. It was just gross.
Yeah.
So that really made me just, I don't know, it's just like, oof, it's a turn off. It's like oof, oof, oof. So I just think crystals are something beautiful that can just like uplift your mood. Like when there's the pink ones and I have them on my vanity, and it's like when you're getting ready, it's just like staring at it, it's just so uplifting. And then I have the purple ones, the amethysts by my bed, and that one's really nice. And people say those help your sleep. And I will be honest, I put them under my pillow sometimes, and it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
yeah. But I've worn some and it hurts.
Huh.
And that freaks me out. And I'm like, oh my God.
That's
And I'll take it
interesting.
off and I feel, I'm like, it's just like a little pain right where the pendant of the, and so I've had to look into, where crystals are supposed to be on your body, I guess.
Yeah.
But I just think crystals are simply so beautiful. They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like what would you say? Similar to gold.
Mhm.
What would you say? It's just like something beautiful that obviously not in value as gold, but they're just beautiful. I love
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's
I like
interesting.
to wear them, but I
That one is nice. Yeah.
thank you. It reminds me of like some type of sea ship with, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think what I like more than crystals, I like wearing the silver. And I found like when I was in high school, I would go to you get the Forever 21, you get whatever. But I found when I wear like real metal, no, the rhinestone, whatever, could be fake, but the real metal, that is touching with your energy and stuff like that. Really, a lot of people wear
Mm.
copper.
Mhm.
I work with this one beautiful, beautiful guy. I wonder if he's gonna listen to this. He works with a designer named UV, and he like in his dreads, he has copper wire
Mm.
crystals, and like that's really how to keep your aura in check. But I
Okay.
like the metal. I can feel the metal. I like the metal a lot.
Yeah.
It just
Makes you
simple.
feel good.
It makes you feel good because just from Earth, just simple silver,
Yeah.
so inexpensive, simple gold, simple whatever. I resonate heavily with silver. Like oh my gosh, I love silver. Like if I had all the money in the world, my bedroom would be completely silver,
Mm.
and not what you think. Obviously, very high fashion and
Tasteful.
yes, very tasteful and chic, but it would be like that
Yeah.
silver.
I like that.
I love
I like
it.
silver too. I'm more of a
Love silver.
silver.
Maybe it's the Beyonce influence. I don't know. I've loved silver for a while. Like jewelry, I've always loved silver, but the way Beyonce had her tour and really put silver on the map in fashion, like shook me to the core. But I will be honest, I love Kim K and Beyonce so, so very much. Those are
Mhm.
like my two number one idols. Like I'm not even kidding. But I don't speak on it because I don't want to sound corny.
Mm.
But Kim K Loki wore a lot of silver, a lot. She had when she was icy white blonde,
Yeah.
it was silver mania. And that was before the Renaissance tour, and no in between before, but it was just that like really, I was like, and I was blonde at the time too. And I just loved that. It was just fun. Like it was the good vibes. I love me some Kim K. I love it. Like inspos all day. Like I
Yeah.
love finding inspiration in living people because I feel like when it's someone that unfortunately had passed,
Mhm.
it's like a wing costume. It's like it's like the headpiece is like that way. They gotta have it. You gotta have it how they had it. But if they're still living, it's like it's an energy that's there.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
But yes, she did a lot of silver. I just love silver. Silver fashion is the vibe.
Yeah.
Like wearing silver is so fun.
It
So
is.
fun. So fun.
It is.
Mhm.
I do love silver. That is one of my
Yes.
favorites.
I got a real real cheap silver dress off of Temu for an after party. And it
Ooh,
was just so fun. It was so fun. It was literally, I promise you, a Kim K dupe. Like,
was it? Yeah.
yes.
Timo is slept on. Like, there's a lot of stuff on there.
There's a lot of stuff, but to me, like if I go on there, I'll just start to spend money for stuff I don't like. I'm not the right one.
Yeah.
What I found out, an ad will come maybe on Instagram or Google, and some people say CIA agents or whatever are in our phone. Whoever's in my phone sending me ads is doing the right job because I see an ad
You're like
and I'm
instantly
like, uh,
clicking.
well, it's not even like, oh, maybe I could use that. It's like, wait, no, I actually need that. Like that's what I was just thinking like I need. You know what I mean?
All right. So let's see here.
Very good.
So tell me how your parents have supported you through all this.
I could go on. My father dropped me off here today. My mom and dad support me every single day. I mean, literally, I promise you, I'm not even kidding. They support me more than they should. I really need to get my fucking ass together. But I mean, to keep it simple and straight, you know what I mean? Like the relays on that segment, because I will be honest, a lot of people have asked me that. It's like a food for thought question for a lot of guys have asked me that.
Mm,
Like, what do your parents think? What does your dad think? And of course, a guy wants to know like what my dad thinks. I totally get that. But it's really not like fantasy. And, of course, I have some fun, real cool answers to some questions. But that one, I'm like, to answer really, I'm just, to my parents, I'm a normal 21-year-old boy that
yeah.
lives at home with my mom, that loves Taco Bell, and I'm doing what I love to do. So, of course, sometimes I get on their nerves, and they help me way, way, way more than I deserve, and I love them beyond me. I mean, they help me till the freaking cats are like that. Like they're the
Yeah.
best, the
Cause I,
best.
cause I know like, cause you said you knew since you were like 6 or 7. I'm
hmm
sure like that threw
When
some curveballs for them, and I'm sure they had to like protect you and somebody like, hold up, you know what I mean? Like,
my mom's always been very protective of me for sure,
yeah,
for sure. But like when I like came out to my mom, she was like, I know, like I know,
yeah.
like it's okay, like I know.
Like, oh, now you tell me, like it's,
Very much like that.
yeah,
I mean, we would be like young and going to the art museum together, and we would be like, ooh.
yeah.
My mom's the type of person. We went to New York together, and this was before I modeled there. I was just like a tourist there with me. Went with my mom, and my sister, just to travel. She's like the type of person to cry at a museum, like cry, like get it, like
She's so into it. Yeah,
it's so fun. It's a vibe.
yeah.
Yes, it's
That's,
fun. That like when people are like, "Oh my god, you love art," or because to me, my art is fashion. Like just fashion is so big art to me. So I definitely get all that from my mom. My dad is very athletic, physical, loves basketball, football. Very like I get my spontaneous and kind of like I'm not like a slug because of my dad. I would say.
okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And saying that is almost funny because he does sleep so much, what dad doesn't, but
yeah.
definitely at an early age. And what I also just like, here's one thing about my dad. My dad, like, never, he loved, like, he just wants me to be happy. But like every year he'd like shave my head.
Hmm.
That's just what like guys do to their sons, and I just wish I didn't do that because I want like long, healthy hair,
Hmm.
and I'll get there one day. But that, like at the time, I wish I could have been like, no, I actually want long hair. But you're just doing what your dad like. He's like, come on, son, like, let's do this.
Yes.
And it was always kind of fun too. Like I would have sleepovers, and like it's just so funny because like I know I look so feminine, but I just click with guys so well because when I was like a child, I would have like these group sleepovers, and I mean like once a month. It would almost be like how these influencers would like have parties now
Yeah.
these days. And I would just have like 6 to 8 guys sleep over, and we would be like running in my backyard for like all night. And it was really fun. I think that helped me keep on to like my innocence for a while. Like no one um see, now I'm thinking.
She's like, hold up. He's like,
Right?
hold up.
Because I feel like having a lot of guy friends when I was younger allowed me to be a kid. For sure. And I think as I got older, I started to like, if there was no interference by other people questioning my sexuality, like it would have blossomed very beautifully how like one of these theater kids are,
Hmm.
that like ain't got no,
Yeah.
and if no one's perfect, but some people definitely like played it real like low in high school and had like the more normal coming out experience, you know? Like I was out going into middle school, you know? So it was just different, you know? But they've always supported me for sure. Always
Yeah,
extremely.
that's good. That's good to know 'cause I've been hearing some horror stories
Oh my
sometimes.
gosh.
Yeah.
I don't, I really, to be honest, and this was gonna, and I don't mind saying this on the podcast, this was gonna be one of my precautions saying before we started. I really don't like, I don't like to get into it too deep. And when I say deep, like, like horrible, horrible, horrible stuff. You know, like I mean, in my mind, I'm just like, what human wants to talk about that? I do believe, like like the whole meaning of this podcast that we're doing, how you rise above from it. That's the only way you can go from bad stuff like that. Is about
Yeah.
just, you know. But it's hard for me. I won't lie to you. Hard, bad stuff in the world is hard for me. I'm very empathetic and thinking about because I've known some people that have had bad stuff. Like um, not any homophobic stuff, but like I used to first, I don't know, just maybe for some reason, but just a lot of, I used to have friends that had really strict parents, like really strict parents. So like one night we were, me and my a friend that was a girl of mine were sleeping in another girl's house. This was eighth grade. And we were like, this was in the middle of Parma. So we were so, like so beyond safe. Parma's so not like, you can walk around at night as like a kid, you know, in the summer.
Yeah.
And we were just want to go to the corner store. And like when we came back, her like mom and dad like physically just beat the crap out of her in front of us. And we were like young children. And I promise you, it really did have an effect on me. Like I was just like, and so not in a gay way, but in just like a rural way, you know, that like um made me just feel I was just like, you know, but remind me of the question. Oh, no, no, not the question you said. I've heard horror stories. So that's a horror story that I didn't hear. I saw and made me really grateful for my parents, you know. When I have, it made me think, you know, when I had sleepovers with my friends, they let me go walk around the block, even though it's maybe like 10 o'clock, but like I personally knew where I lived was safe and like Parma's suburbia, you know, suburbs. There are creeps everywhere, but you know, the back roads, it was, you know, so, but with gay and homophobic parents, I've only read that kind of stuff online
Mm.
and it completely eats away at me. Or, you know, like you've seen, like they even make documentaries about it. When I was a really young kid, like really, well, I used to love Netflix, like eighth grade. This was before like even musically,
Yeah.
like just kind of, I don't know if you can relate to this, but just, I think us as humans, it's fun to like take a shower, get a snack, and watch TV. Like,
Mhm.
who doesn't love to do that?
Right.
And when I was just getting into like middle school, and you know, I was like, oh my God, I can go home and kind of just watch TV. Like, there's Netflix.
Mhm.
So I started to watch Netflix a lot, and there was this documentary about these two gay men. They fell in love, you know, da 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 da. And like it was like a really long story, of course. And the one gay parents didn't approve of the relationship, but they, you know, lived in harmony no matter what.
Mhm.
And the one had passed away. And after that, the family cut like like took the house, cut 100. I'm probably it might not still be on Netflix anymore, but they just cut communication with the partner, like left, didn't let them go to the funeral, nothing. And it was just a documentary. That was the story, but it like broke me,
Yeah.
like it completely broke me. Like I was like, oh my God. And so I've definitely heard about a lot of horror stories, and it's like the saddest thing ever. And I think and I feel like the only thing I can say other than what I just said is that I'm very blessed to be able to have really nice parents and that support
Yeah,
me.
that's definitely a blessing 'cause, I've heard stories like there's this one person I know that he came out and his parents, like, basically disowned him. And I was like, I feel that's very sad. Instead of,
It's
like,
so
just coming to, like, an understanding or some kinda communication, you know, it's just like, that's just like,
I
"Alright,
mean,
that's
it's
it, end
so
all be
sad.
all."
No, like it's so
Yeah.
beyond sad. And like I think as like a teenager, I may have felt that way. Like when I got in all that trouble and just stuff like that, I just like almost felt like almost kind of like um not disowned, but you know, just a point where they want to disown your ass. And that's just sad. I relate to that. That's too much. It's a lot to like think about, you know. And I feel bad. I had a friend, I kind of want to say her name. just in case someone watches this one day.
Okay.
But I probably won't. But she was like my bestie.
Hmm.
She had like a lot of housing troubles. You know, she stayed with us for like 2.5 months or something because her mom, I mean, it was just I don't even want to say a horror show. It was so devastating. Like that's the word. So it's funny because a lot of friends I've had, they've had like I think it was a learning lesson because when I was younger, I was really disrespectful to my own family. But then as I had high school friends, they had, I'm not going to say some of the worst families, but, hard family stuff. And that I would take in, because we were always hanging out. And for example, that friend I was talking about, she'd live with us and stuff. And it just showed me, again, great for my friend, she doesn't have it right because her mom would just be with different men and that's where they would stay,
Hmm.
wherever they were at that time.
Yeah.
But then, come like beginning of high school, she ended up moving in with her hand quotations rich aunt, and she dropped all of us. We didn't talk to her no more. Isn't that funny? Like a bunch of us let us stay with me and my old best friend. And I haven't said this one time yet, but I had a best friendship for almost 9 years. We were like the bestest. I mean, like sisters,
Hmm.
number one best friends. Her and I were really close to this friend I'm talking about. And she just like didn't drop us, but totally, she went to the rich Medina and went to this nice high school and just stopped talking to us after all that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was
Yeah.
a lot of people love to ghost.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is definitely a thing.
Hmm.
That kind of sucks though, because then you're like, the hell, you were just in my home and now.
Well, that too, but he was like, I'm a memory person. And like to keep it simple, I love to laugh. And so if I've laughed with you a lot, like I'll always love you. Like I love people that make me laugh.
Hmm.
And and it's funny because it's hard to make me. Like I'm not a mean person,
Yeah.
but I am very neutral.
Yeah.
Like I like to just live,
Hmm.
And so I don't really laugh quite often. Not meaning I'm not happy, but like you know, laughing is very unexpected for me and I love that. Like I love
Yeah.
when someone just makes me fucking laugh. That's the best.
It's definitely the best feeling
It's
when
the
you could just,
best.
because it's just like you could just be completely comfortable and just
Hmm.
have a
Oh my God, I
great
love it. I
time.
love to laugh.
Let's see here. So, how did you?
That's my coffee.
So, how did you navigate through gender identity as a child?
As a child,
Because you said you had girlfriends. So
yeah.
you said you knew at a young age. How did you go from that to having girlfriends and now,
So,
so how did you go
mhm.
through, navigate through that?
I feel like in my life, I've always been very able to make friends. I've always been able to make friends. Like boy, girl, really doesn't matter what. So whether it was my mom and her best friend and she had a son, it's always been balanced. Like the friendships, like growing up, growing up, growing up, growing up. But then in seventh grade, I did cross country. Like I started to get into sports. So
Mhm.
this is where it gets, oh my gosh, American gender terms. Like it was almost fun for me. Like it really was. And so I did cross country and I still love running. I love to run. I really think all the running I did when I was young kind of preserved my figure for like the next 15 years because I really don't do too much working out at all.
Mhm.
And so I did cross country and it was like 2.1 miles and then so there's the boys and there's the girls. Like there's two different divisions.
Yeah.
It's not like they make it that way. It's like the boys run with the boys. So that immediately I was like, okay, so I'm gonna, and you go to practice. So once I did it for a year straight, I knew because before practice at school and after practice, I'm talking to the girls. Like we're just chilling. That's just always how it naturally was. Like truly, like it was just that random connection. Like remember when I first went to, it's a lot of context I know, but fifth, sixth, seventh grade, fifth grade, I went to a middle school, A as in like, or whatever, red, we'll call it red middle school. And that had all the little bit more ghetto side of Parma, a little bit more culture, a little bit more, shut the fuck up to the teacher
Yeah.
for real. And I went there for fifth grade because it was so close to my house. But see this really is the story of my life. What we're saying now through one friend that I had, And this would be like digging it all up, but I just can't think of how I met her. But I had all my friends from red school, fifth grade, just I knew them. And I knew some of them from elementary school, like, baby stuff. Like, okay, growing up together in the same city, same little town. And one of my good friends, I really, really would love to know. Like, that almost pains me. Oh. So I've known two good friends of mine since kindergarten. They're twins. Brian or Bianca, that's what they go by, and Jade. They're twins, and they lived here in Cleveland since till like eighth grade. Then they moved down to Florida. They're gonna be my best friends till like I pass away. Like, I've loved them forever. It's that kind of friendship
Yeah.
you can see after 5, 6 years, and instantly we have the best time. Like, every time I have family in Florida, I go to Florida, I try to see them, and it's like the old times. It's the best. So actually, I knew them whole life, kindergarten all the way up into fifth grade, but they went to blue school.
Mhm.
And that was in the preppy, homophobic, a little bit more expensive part of Parma. Parma's big. Parma has three. There's a green school too, but I
Mm.
never dabbled in the green school. But, just to give you reference.
Yeah.
So that was the blue one was the white people. I just want to say that. Like, that's just how I felt. Like, just the super, they just thought they had more money and they were way better than Parma High, the red school, or Shiloh.
Mhm.
Like, it was always that vibe. That's always how I felt. Like, that's just what was the vibe in the
Yeah.
city. I'm not in high school anymore, like after 4 years, but I promise it's probably still like that.
Yeah.
So the twins went to the blue school, and we always kept in contact, and they introduced me to a good love this girl, Jordan Hutchinson. We still keep in contact socially now, and that was like, we became the best of friends, and she slowly introduced me to a lot of other girls from Hillside, the blue school. And by the time of end of fifth grade, I wanted to transfer to the blue school, so that's what I did.
Yeah.
Like, truly, the friendships outweighed from the red school. And this is really true. This is a true moment. I started to feel so happy with all these girlfriends. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling happy. Like, it was good. It was good. We weren't putting on makeup. We were on our bikes going to the creek. There's this like big pond at the end of my street. We would go into McDonald's and like cause a ruckus. Like, we weren't doing shit that girls do, the shit that guys do. We were just having, like, it was just, we were friends.
Yeah.
That's just really how the cookie crumbled. It was beautiful. And I remember towards the end of fifth grade, because slowly I got a little bit more feminine towards the end of that Shiloh era of my life. And I remember this boy named Damon was like making fun of me because I was fruity. They call me fruity. They call me gay. Like, why the fuck you acting like that all of a sudden? And I wasn't at all the energy I had in eighth grade, the defensive. I was super like taken apart by it. And I remember crying to my mom saying, and that's when Jordan was like, come, I don't know how, but transfer to Hillside. So long story short, I was able to transfer.
Mhm.
And it's all coming back to me. In fifth grade, I was getting in so much trouble. Like I was saying, my mom was like, this might be it. And it low-key was. It was very nice to do that transfer. And so I almost kind of forgot the question. But yeah, no, but
Yeah, so
how'd you navigate?
yeah,
Okay,
how did you navigate
yeah,
your gender identity as a child?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So that's the context. And so then going back up to the sports.
Mhm.
Once I was in the so I had all that girl and all my girlfriends from sixth grade and on up until seventh grade, which is of course only 2 years, but it was nice. That was the era of the EOS circle bombs and like RCL Beauty on YouTube. I promise you, like the best era of life. That time, it was so beautiful because I was so innocent.
Yeah.
And then we started sports, and like having all my girlfriends and stuff. We talked before practice. That's why I want to give that context and stuff. I would be like, oh, okay, now I'm just here with the guys. No, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Like, it was just, they're all just, and it's like, this is my personal experience.
Yes.
So I can't say, but I would squat and do my squats and my lunges, always feeling just looked at and just uncomfortable. Simply doing but I would destroy those hoes. I promise you, I was always in the top 3.
Yeah.
In not in every single sport, just cross country specifically. But then seventh grade, I did track 2, and I specifically did hurdles. And I'm not going to say the top 3. I was the number 1 in 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah.
And I'm actually, someone I'm sure by now broke it, but I'm still in the record book. In my year, I broke the school record, whatever, for hurdles. So it was this weird, I think that's where that confidence came from, because I had all my good girlfriends. By this point, I pretty much knew I was gay, but I wasn't really out yet. But they knew I was, I was like, okay, I'm chilling. And I would just like walk in with the guys and just like dominate the shit. And it almost made them not like me more. Like I remember I was best friends with this girl named Noelle Blaha. And this was seventh grade. And she was so, super young kid stuff. She was dating like the star player. He was literally on like football, soccer, track. He was like on all the shit he could be, truly. And I beat him in like the 4x1. Like it's just stupid shit. And I remember he got so mad. And it was just such a pivotal, it was just a thing for me, like that's just weird. It was just weird.
Yeah.
And sports definitely was it for me because this is truly unfortunate.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think I regret it, but things probably would have been different. So by the time freshman year came around, because after eighth grade was freshman year, of course I was like, I'm still going to do track. So this is high school track now. And so it was like the boys are, because when it was in middle school, we were in the same field, same whatever, but the boys were over here in the part of school, the girls were over there. And there was like 60 guys, freshman to senior, doing the men track team. So literally within like the 3 months of freshman year track, I had dropped out. It was like brutal to me, actually. It was horrible. And it's sad because like I wasn't able to like do something I loved. Like it really, really, I could cry about that now. Like I could hold my tears back on Friends, but that stuff will really hit my soul because I love to run like, and just like, I don't know. I think it's nice in modeling. It's not similar at all really to competitive nature of sports, but I love that I'm very competitive in a healthy way. But I love the idea of a competitive sport. I love running next to people. So that like really pissed me off. Made me
Yeah.
so, and my mom will tell me, listen, I know what you can say. Why don't you just keep, I did not feel right. Like literally, I wanted to wear shorts. And when I mean shorts, I mean just a little bit over the knee or whatever. And some people listening maybe think that's not too much, but the place where I was in school, these guys were not having any of it. They weren't, not in freshman year, but it's nice because all the shit, and this is something I do know, all the shit I've done now, there's like 30 to 80 little gay boys running around Parma being themselves. And it's just, and I see them. I
Yeah.
see it all the time.
Yeah.
And they're so young and they're all cheerleaders. I was the first boy cheerleader in Parma. It's like every one of them has a few boys now. It's so nice. Okay, I don't know about all that, but I'm thinking of one male cheerleader in specific that is just beautiful. And he, I see myself in him, that youngness. And it's just nice, but it wasn't even like I was thinking about this earlier. Back in that phase where I was friends with all the guys, we would just walk around Parma by the parks, and I had like a pink pair of Nike shorts, and just Nike shorts, but they were pink. They were like my older sisters. And just the stigma, I was walking down the street and someone out the house was like, what the fuck you doing wearing pink shorts? And it was just, that was the time, of the world. Like it was so fucked up. But I feel like I strayed off from the question. Like
So
per
does
usual.
sports help you navigate through your
Oh yes,
identity?
yes, yes, yes. So I was so pissed. Sports helped me navigate so much because I was like, I knew I was a guy, but this way that guys acted, it just wasn't really vibing with me. Like I don't know, like they were all just so uptight. Like like you can tell they're hiding so much. Like no guy wanted to be themselves. So like I said, I dropped out, tried out for cheerleading, and that completely changed my life.
Yeah.
And truly, this is the truth. From that moment on, I've been a queen ever since.
Mhm.
Like the glam, the bows, that really did it for me. And that was freshman year. A lot of girls started when they were sophomore. Like I was the 4-year girl, but some girls did it since seventh grade. So it was different. But that sealed the deal for me, the cheerleading. I was a part of a community. It was like 12 of us. We did sleepovers. We had potlucks. We had themes. It was my saving grace. I mean, it saved me. It was just everything and more. Of course, the popularities come with cheerleaders. So I guess that was nice, but it was like it was so beautiful. Like I felt just like, cause the track,
Yeah.
it was just like, whoa. And it was still physical, it was still really nice. That's why I like the runway too, because it reminds me of that,
Yeah.
something you love to do, but it's actually physical,
Mhm.
you know? So yeah, so that sports, super long answer. And
No.
I would say sports that I did helped. Next question you ask, I'm going to learn how to flip that and say the short answer first and then the really
No,
10
it's
minute
your
answer?
episode, however you wanna go about it.
I feel if I ever have a podcast, this is how they're always going to be. No, I like if I ever go on one again, I'm a long talker. I
No,
hope you
that's
can
fine.
handle it.
No, I can. Yes,
Okay,
I'm
because
here
that's
for
just
it.
who I am. Like for and I'm Ubering home, so we got time, right?
Okay.
Like for real.
Yes, so tell me how so again, I'm probably gonna say this several times. You knew that, at a young age that you were different and stuff like that. So when you had girlfriends, was it and girlfriends like, you know, man and a woman thing, did
Yeah,
you was that at the time where you were still trying to figure it out? Like you were like in the sports thing and
I think like because the first thing I think of in fifth grade, I had a girlfriend, and it's like somewhat long. I think we like had like a year-long relationship or something,
okay.
and that was fifth grade. Like
Yeah.
we were kids, so I think just the easy way to explain it, my body, and to be honest, it almost kind of was like a first love. It was really cute. Like it was cute. Like when I think about my young self being in fifth grade, not like having so much pressure. It's good vibes. It's really good vibes. So I wouldn't say like a first love, but like baby first love for sure with this one girl I'm referencing.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna say too? Yes. So it truly the way I could describe it, mm, I don't want to use the word love, but my body just vibed with their body, her body. And I don't mean sexually. I just mean that our souls clicked. We were like to describe, how some people in relationships call themselves best friends. Like we were like besties and not in a friendship way. I'm very descriptive in how I see it, but we were just like the best of friends in a loving relationship kind of
Mhm.
way. Of course, we're fifth graders, but it was just nice. It was really, really nice,
Like that
actually.
connection.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just a nice connection. Like I felt like a little boy in school and she was a little girl. Like it was cute. It was really we'd like walk home together like cuz she lived like over here, schools are here and I lived like right over there like it was like walkable. I mean 2 minutes each for I'd walk to her house, she'd walk to mine. It was very very little cute little kid cute stuff. But and even one time like after class she was like talking to a guy at a locker and she was like, I don't want to date you anymore. And it like broke my soul. And I remember walking home bawling my eyes out. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I always thought like boys didn't cry. And here I was like crying. And it was just so weird to me.
Yeah.
Very weird
Boys
to me.
boys cry. We all
Oh,
cry.
honey, boys cry for sure. And that's just so silly to think about. But I promise you, I was literally like, boys aren't supposed to cry.
Yeah.
And it's just funny to me. But no, and like, just to make, and here's the real truth, just to make it easier for this fucking stupid world we live in. Am I allowed to cuss too?
Yeah.
Because the more comfortable I get, I'll just start going in.
Well, I put that is not kid friendly, so I think
Okay,
because
cool.
yes.
But the world that we live in, I just say I'm gay to make it easier for people.
Yeah.
But like, let's be all fucking real. It's like if you're just at the club, and not even the club, anywhere. If you're just out and you just vibe with somebody, it's like it's just love. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and say I don't think girls are beautiful. Girls are beautiful. I don't think I'm sexually attracted to a female. Like, it doesn't make my dick go up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'm sexually attracted to a girl. I know that.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm very confident in that because I'm very sexually attracted to guys.
Yeah.
But I love that those memories of myself. I'm not gonna like. I feel like low key me saying I love men. If I keep going on and on and on that conversation, I might start to come off misogynistic. And it's really not that serious to me. Like I'm kind of just interested to see what you bring to the table. I really don't give a fuck who you are. Like of course I have like not a type, but maybe some requirement.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That was trying to find the word that everyone would be like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
everyone has a type, but I actually know I don't have a type.
Yeah. You got to bring this to the table.
I don't have a type. That's too, what am I going to say? It's too, like, how much diversity there is in the world.
Yeah.
How would you be able to describe your type? Because here's the thing. Maybe you have a question about this or something, but I'm such a lover. And I just love love. And I see it in everybody. And like, I love how there's like skater boys, then there's like corporate men, and then there's like rappers and construction workers.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. I never want to call myself misogynistic, but I really do love men.
Yeah.
And like the girlfriends that I had in high school, I promise you, every type of day it was fuck all men, or what is that one thing? Kill all men. That was like so popular for like 3 years on TikTok.
Oh my
Like the
goodness.
whole kill all men thing. Very much not like that at all. Like I going back to the God thing. I see people's ancient beauty, like I really do. And almost to answer that question or whatever about the love thing, it's kind of I just see it, it's like an attraction. But with men, I tend to see it almost every single time.
When did you first realize that you were attracted to men?
Um, that's super funny. Like, um, probably when I was the only way to say probably because I don't know the age, but like before 4 years old, I remember having like gay visions. That's all I'm gonna say. Like as
Hmm.
like a I want to say as an infant child. I really listen that question. If you want specifics, I'll answer off the podcast.
Nah, this is
No,
let's get
no,
raw with it.
no. I like as a young kid, I've just like visualized love with men, not sex, not anything like that. I've seen in some like portrayed like a young kid will see like a really like beautiful man and like that was their moment. I've never had no big like I just am extremely attracted to men.
So have you known for since you were
I've
young,
I've
young?
no now that I've known forever. Like I promise you, like that really is like what it is. Like I just know. And honestly, I don't even mean it. And this is true too.
Yeah.
Everything I say is true, but when I say this is true before it, that means this is like, oh, it's special. But when I say I'm like a love man, I don't even mean in a sexual way. I think men are also really fun to saying this as a guy, as a man, are really fun to play with.
Mm.
They're a puzzle piece in this world. You know what I mean? And me playing that part too, but I don't know. I think it's and also I sometimes get sad. Here goes to the misogynistic thing, but just like I feel like just as much as there's some obviously I'm just so familiar with people being like guys are horrible, so I'm kind of just gonna get raw. Like like guys provide, and I just find it beautiful, like seeing that, like just strolling down the road and you see like a family and like the dad's holding the two kids, and I don't know. I don't know. I just know I've always definitely loved men. I've admired like a wholehearted man. I'm not attracted to like a bad boy or like anything like that. I really don't. From being getting in trouble, I hate things that are illegal. Like I'd prefer to follow the law. Like I'm very much so like I got nothing to hide. But then I also read recently, like even though if you feel like you don't have nothing to hide, you should always still just like lawyer up if you're ever in a situation.
Yeah.
So I still will do that. But I really don't have anything to hide in that sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've really my whole life. But then once I started watching WWE and just seeing guys in the world, it was all just like, oh yeah, honey. Yep.
Yeah. So with you being in the modeling industry, because America, they're very open with the I might say it wrong because I just forgot it.
You can even just say, I mean, because I'll be honest, is there like a police like saying we have to say what they want us to say? You can say gay people, like
Or I'm just trying to be respectful.
and I
Yeah.
get that, but like, because I'm a gay person, I understand. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm a little not conservative in that way, but like there are too many, let's just say words. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
There are
Because
too many words.
because I'm a bit older, so it's like when they came with all these words, I was like, this is too
hmm
much. This is
It's
a lot.
and I feel like this is where the advocacy in me starts to come out. Like I'm one of the young ones,
Yeah.
and the people younger than me are started this stuff, and I'm just like, shaking my head because I don't know. I don't know. There's agendas.
Hmm.
There's agendas. And it's scary and it's really fucked up. I mean, extremely. Like it's absolutely I don't even know the word. I mean, it's beyond demonic that they use anyone, but let alone children's minds and sexuality to be the pawn, and the test and or the thing at the moment, the cool thing at the moment to just fuck around with people. I don't know. I find it really devastating because it just all goes back to my personal experience,
Yeah.
truly, like literally. I, not every once in a while, but I think the older you get, you can tap into certain vibes of how you want to feel.
Mhm.
And I love feeling innocent. Like, don't you just love feeling innocent? Like, you do
Yeah.
no wrong, you're just good. And I think that's because I had my innocence taken away from me. Like, not at the earliest age, like how nowadays these kids are 4, 5 years old having it. That's, it's as above, so below for me.
Mhm.
So I'm such an advocate in that way. And I see myself being a very big gay advocate.
Mhm.
Just for, there needs to be some breaks because it is becoming out of control.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, how did you lose your innocence?
Well, going back to when um being happy as a daisy, happy as a daisy, I guess I got really specific. I still have a lot of innocence, but when I say innocence as in knowing about the real world, knowing about sex and
Mm.
drugs and alcohol and fucking and people betraying you, like that's what I mean about innocence. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? And just negative energy, just yeah, having negative energy infiltrate your
I got
life.
you. So,
That
like, it wasn't like
so
abuse
when
or
no,
sexual assaults or nothing like that. It was just
no,
more okay, yeah.
no, thankfully no. No, and I guess maybe I'm too I know I am very descriptive, but no, I didn't mean it to make it come off that way. I've been blessed in that way a lot. My whole life has been emotional stuff.
Okay.
Fortunately, physically, I've been all right.
That's good.
hmm Maybe with the tight underwear and corsets I wear, it's affecting me. But no, I'm good. I'm all right there, thankfully, and of course I'm super super blessed for that. But I don't know. It was when the guys started to ask me why I was changing when I would hang out with the same amount of guys and the same amount of girls. And it's so funny to me how I remember exactly what grade I was in. I wish I knew like what year so I could say instead of what year, but I don't. I remember the grades like truly. So in that 5th to 6th grade transfer from when I had all my girlfriends, I had all my guy friends, me and my guys would be on the bike, me and my girls would be going to McDonald's, but we would like go into Office Max and sneak behind like the shelves. They would have like a 2 foot gap in between the shelf and the wall. We would just like go like just stupid, stupid fun stuff.
Yeah.
But then when they started to like question me and I was just thinking I was acting the complete same. It just, you just start to think and then you think and then you think and pretty soon you start to look stuff up. And yeah.
Then some things open the door
Yeah.
to yeah.
And I don't even maybe allude that to porn. I just mean like Googling stuff, like what is being gay. I mean, I literally almost certain I think what does being gay mean and just, those as simple as if you've never tried vodka before. Like when we don't try something ever or don't know about something ever, it's low key a little big deal. I don't know. It's really exciting, but it was just that, like I say, that's when I lost my innocence just like
Yeah.
as a kid. But
Okay.
I do know what you mean when I say I lose my innocence as a kid, that may allude to like something very
It
tragic.
could be a lot of different
That
things,
could be
yeah.
very tragic. So I don't mean it something like that. I should actually find a new way to reword that.
No, I think you worded it good.
I appreciate it.
It just
Thank
has
you.
a lot of layers to it, so you just
Yeah,
don't know. Yeah.
I know. But no, it was just a lot of verbal stuff. A lot of verbal stuff. And I'm happy it happened, Not the yeah, no, I am happy it happened, definitely. Like I'm not a type of person to say I have no regrets. I'm sure if I start looking I'll have some. I actually know I do. But I am happy it happened because I am here today,
Yes.
following my dreams and actually doing them in real life. Like it's really crazy to think about actually.
Yeah.
It's very crazy. Very, very crazy.
It's insane when it happens in real life and you're like, "I'm here
I mean, it's
doing
kind of
it."
crazy. I may not be coming off of it, but I'm very like not starstruck as if like someone's I'm just very excited right now. Like
Yes.
this is the vibe of it,
Yeah.
Like just creating in real time,
Mhm.
doing stuff that's just like good for the soul.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to me. It's a little out of body.
Yes, very much so.
Yes.
So even like this here is a bit of out of body for me. Like I don't even like remember some of the stuff I say sometime until I like have to like edit it and I'm like, when did I it's just
Yes. I know what you mean. No,
yeah.
definitely.
So with you being a model and growing more and more in the industry, America is very they can be very open when it comes to the gay community. Whether you like it or not, it's here
Yeah.
and it's out there. But a lot of the world doesn't really accept it. And when I say that, it means it could get pretty dark with not accepting it.
Mhm.
Like some countries I know, like they will probably kill you if they find out.
I know.
And so, how do you plan to go about that in the modeling industry? Like, there's probably gonna be a time and place where you're gonna have to visit these countries, you know?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I actually would love to, and, like, I'm Polish,
Okay.
and I know in Poland, like, it's pretty homophobic there, and they've had a few revolts that I've actually, like, kept up in the news about. I don't know, I'm almost certain it was specifically anti-gay stuff, but, I see, like, you know how Naomi Campbell, it's just really the first person I think of. But there was people before her, like Amon and stuff. They broke down, and it is an example, but it of course is a very impactful example.
Mhm.
They broke down like almost the not almost they broke down the wall for not just black models, but really black people in the industry. And I know gay people are in the industry, but kind of not on live now and just really ripping down the layers of the onion. I do feel like there's a trans agenda, and that photographer kind of confirmed it to me, and I was just taken back by it because I will be honest with you, I've never in my entire life, and this isn't a competition, but I've never really met anyone like me. Everyone wants to be a boy or a girl, you know what I mean? And it's not that I, but I do like being referenced as a guy, like I know I'm a guy. You know, it makes it even more unique, you know? But like literally to a stranger, I am a walking woman.
Mhm.
But I enjoy being a guy. So I see what my future looks like in advocating for gay people the same way how Naomi Campbell and Amon did for black models. And maybe I can help calm that queer agenda, or I don't know, just simply maybe make other guys feel like it's okay to get glammed up and put on a dress and still like have a penis at the end of the night and not have to feel like you're like a sex bot or someone's fetish. Like it's still so sexualized. I believe in like timeless elegance and just that feeling, the true timeless elegance, Marilyn Monroe type stuff, you know? And I think maybe, just maybe my impact would be showing that guys can do that too, you know? But it's not easy because I've seen, but this is those guys, and I'll keep it 100% straight up. This is those guys that have the boy haircut, the boy body, the boy outfit, but they beat their face and they got beards on and they want to talk about girls are doing this wrong, girls are doing this wrong. Girl, you know what I mean? To me, oh, it gets me so. I hate that. I hate that extremely. So I think that's what I would love to change that. But not only would I love to change, I think that's what's going to happen. Like I see just me kind of quieting the noise, clearing out the dust. Like, you know, I like what I just said a few seconds ago. I've never really said it like that, showing that guys can be glamorous too. And I think, of course, we have some men that do that, but we had it for a minute, I feel, and I keep up with fashion pretty heavily. We had it for a minute, I feel, maybe before COVID, and then we kind of got out of COVID, and I don't, no shade to people that are transgender. Like, I'm literally the closest thing to being transgender. It's not transgender, but it just, that is the thing now. Like, that's the thing. And, maybe it'll go back because people in fashion, and this is honestly my own opinion too, but we're in a very like almost we're starting to come out of it, but we've been in just such an over consumption type of world, like very similar to the 80s, not only in fashion, but just in just retail and everything, but not retail in the economy, like on TikTok and what's in my bag, my lip gloss, you know, everything is a thing. And that was how the 80s were. And then the 90s had the big break of just carelessness and clean, and it was just you ripped everything off.
Mhm.
And I almost feel that coming, and I feel like I'm going to be a pioneers for that type of wave, like because you know all this noise right now, queer agendas, every crazy thing in the world, the wars, all of that, I think will hit. I really pray and I actually hope that will come to a sense of era of peace where there's people like me that just will come in and be kind of the trailblazers to just a more simple doing, you know? Because I can't help but to think being told as a guy that loves makeup. I love my feminine stuff. I do. But I love being a boy. But being told that I might get jobs if I submit as a woman, I know I don't want to do that. So that I know there needs to be some change, if I feel that way. And so I think that'll be my big impact.
So what what would you say on an application that you're just a man and just like
Oh yeah. I mean, I've just been putting guy.
guy?
I've just from the start I've just been putting man. Yeah. And then I've been asked, like, I'll do the one and they'll say, your pronouns are he, him? And I say, yep. And they get 10 times more happy. Like they like it. Whether that's because I am who I am, they like that I'm authentic, or they want that certain look. I don't really know. But yes, I'll be applying in the men's one. And they, here's the thing, where the community I'm in, I don't know every single designer, of course, but the designers know that I'm a guy that wears gowns. They know that I'm a guy that wears girls' clothes. They also know I could wear guys' stuff. I've walked in men's clothes before, for sure, in sneakers with makeup on still. But they know that I wear gowns. So it's different, when I have he, him on my comp card, they're like, okay, like we'll still put him with the girls. Like when we're at rehearsal, I'm walking with the girls. And that so has a parallel to the track.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, I could really cry right now. I'm not even kidding. And this is something I've realized for quite some time now, modeling. But I'm just so grateful, because I used to be I felt helpless and lost, wanting to do something I loved, being had to ripped away from my friends and being thrown in people that were judging, ripped away from the girls, thrown to the guys, people that were judging me, not wanting me to succeed, and just thinking like, what the fuck is that freak over there? Truly.
Mm-hmm.
And now to be able to just be like, you want to be with the girls? Yeah, be with the girls. And it works and it fits. Like, oh my gosh, it's the best. It really is very, very like, it's nice. It's super nice. I'm just grateful for that,
Yeah.
And when I'm in line, like, because, we line up, and sometimes it is long and annoying, but I can't help but to be grateful and just soak in it,
Yes.
And then there's these bitches that are just like, oh, like, I want to go home. I want to do this. And I just wait for them to weed out, like for real, because I know I'm not weeding out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you're like, this is who I am.
Mm-hmm. But speaking a little bit more industry, I know I'm only going up from here. I'm not about to weed out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And you put a lot of quality stuff on your page, so it's like it's nothing but.
I appreciate that. I appreciate quality over quantity, right?
Yes, it has to
I
be.
love a good quality. I appreciate that. I do. I love a good body of work, and of course, it's almost only in a photo on Instagram. But I recently started a production company last year in November, but only like the business work. I haven't done any physical work, but I really want to make some short films here in the next 2 years, ish, and really learn how to like tell a story and something other than modeling. Like I would love to produce movies one day.
The person we had on, Princess, he's producing short stories, so maybe you guys can collab.
I would love that.
He does good work too.
I would love. I mean, I have so many ideas. I'm funny.
Yeah, so that would probably be something very interesting.
I love that.
Yeah, so I want to tap into something that you had said. Because you said you want guys to know that you can get glammed up as well, instead of going with like the fetishes. What did you mean by that exactly?
I just feel like I've seen. I personally don't think I have been fetishized, but I've definitely seen like a straight guy will want like someone that looks just like a girl but has a penis. And I've seen like some people talk about how they feel about that, but there's just like a fetish out there about that, and I think that's why I kind of cover up a little bit more and just like go about my ways a little differently, just because I don't want that, I don't want to be fetishized or fetishized, whatever, but I do know it's there,
Oh, that's interesting.
It's there. Look it up. I promise you. Like, I'm not involved in it, but I spoke on it because I just know it's there,
Yeah.
And it doesn't help, of course.
That's interesting.
It is interesting. I think it's really fucked up. I don't know. You shouldn't fetishize someone's life journey. You know what I mean? And like, that's my life journey. So I think it's fucked up when there's like Twitter accounts of people like making money off of it. But.
So do you feel like, how can I word this? Do you feel like, a lot of guys that dress like women, do you feel like they're doing it just for that to tap into the
No.
fetish side of
Mm-mm.
it? No?
No.
Or
And I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Like, mm.
no?
No, because it's kind of hard to, this is being a little judgy, I guess. Like judgy as a form of like if I was on a panel.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to like pull off the vibe if you don't have the actual look.
Mm.
And most of the time, if you have a feminine body, like you're a feminine person, you know what I mean? Like if it fits, it fits.
Mhm.
And a lot of the times, which is nice, most gay people are actually being themselves,
Mhm.
So it's just you're being yourself. So I do not think that guys purposely dress up in a feminine way. Just, I mean, yeah, maybe the young hoes do just to get some dick, but like a lot of people do that. But I don't think, no, I don't think so.
No?
Like, I don't think no one's faking, I sure hope not.
Yeah.
I don't, I mean, I'm sure people are faking being that vibe, but I would
Yeah.
hope not,
Yes.
because it's not worth it to me like that.
Yeah.
Sex is definitely not worth it to me like that. I don't think so. I'm not a big sex person. I mean, who doesn't love sex? But I'm just not, it's not too exciting to me. It's like,
Yeah.
no,
She's like, "No."
no. I'd rather like live life. Like take me on a really nice dinner. Like buy me a steak.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Yes. Or like shoes.
Yes. She was like, "Show me the gifts."
I mean, I promise you it's not about money though.
Mm.
I love to eat, and shopping is about money. I love to shop, but I love to eat. You can cook if you want, but I honestly like, oh yeah, sex is cool, but now cook.
Yeah.
I want food. Seriously.
Like, show me a meal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether you take me out or you cook it, whatever. But I know I
Yes.
love to eat.
All right, let's see. So, how do you hope to use your platform to promote visibility and acceptance for transgender individuals?
Uh, Um, well, I feel like, just to keep it simple, because I am not trans. However, I'm not far from it. So I think, and I've definitely seen this in real life for sure.
Yeah.
Like social media, just like the results. Some people that are trans just find me empowering and, my courage. And they take it in and they find courage in themselves. So I think just me being myself and, cause me dressing up with a dress on, doing my makeup, getting my hair glam, but calling myself a guy, staying next to a transgender person who has a dress on, has their hair done, we're the exact same person. Like we're the exact same person, let alone if we were both born as guys.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be dumb for me not to attempt to uplift them, and hopefully they uplift me, but I don't need uplifting. I don't ask for it, but just inherently what I do, I'm not gonna say what I do takes more courage, but I personally, I don't know. My life, it takes a lot of courage to be me. Like
Yeah.
truly, I know that, and I will say that, and I never speak like that.
Mm-hmm.
But just inherently, I think me being a feminine person, but on top of it, saying, no, I'm not trans. I am a boy. On top of that, I think that helps just transgender people.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, because it's like, whoa, it's almost it's a notch up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot. But just like that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We relate in a lot of ways.
Is it? Just so you know, at any point, if you have a question for me, I'm here for it.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Do you want me to? Should I ask some questions?
No, you don't have to. I'm just saying.
Okay, now that I know that, I'll think if any pop up.
Okay.
What do you think about the whole, I don't want to say gay agenda, but spike in news the last, maybe like since Trump was president to now, a little bit before, just kind of gay news?
What do you mean by gay news?
I feel like, to be more specific, like kind of like the influx of attention on it, and also kind of like, at least just from when I saw people wanting to identify as something. I almost like, in my eyes, especially being, I guess, my age, it seemed like there was us at a time like a youth gay crisis.
Yeah.
And people were so lost.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, 2021, maybe COVID times. I don't know exact time, but there was like a moment where I think it was maybe before after the BML movements, but there was a time where it was just like it still kind of is like that, but I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah. I have conflicting feelings about it. A part of me doesn't understand it. I'm not gonna sit here and say I understand or resonate with it because I don't. But I feel how you felt. It's just I feel like people were lost because like for someone to say like a man that was born that to say like, "Oh, I am a woman," and like to stand by that, I find that I don't know, I just don't understand it completely. Like I saw something on Dr. Phil where it was like, there I don't know what that particular person when they said this, I don't know if they were like a woman into a man or a man into I'm not sure exactly what they were. But I know she said like, "Oh, like what if a little boy, like what if he wants to use a girl's restroom because they have like pads and stuff for when they menstruate?" And the guy was like, "But boys don't menstruate though."
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I could get, like you wanting to be a girl, but there is a like a biological part to it. It's just
Aspect
like
to it.
it doesn't that just can't happen. You
That's
know
why
what I
I just
mean?
think like you gotta let kids be kids. Like just let kid like if you just give them love and make sure they're safe and feed them, just let what happens happens. Let them just grow up.
Yeah.
Like when they're 16, 15, 16, give them the birds and bees talk. But I don't know. I'm just very conservative in that way. That's just how I was raised, and you're sitting here with me, and you see how I am.
Yeah.
My mom didn't do nothing different. She didn't curl. Like I've been asked, did your mom do your makeup when you were little? Like, did she do your hair? Is that what you like? Truly, and I was like, the fuck, because it's just like I promise you, my mom. If I were to say anything, she gave me a very unconditional love. It was just extra extra love,
Yeah.
and I was just able to flourish in who I was, like
Mhm.
truly. And I just think that's what it is. Like I have a young brother, so we try to live by that too. You just gotta let kids be kids. And it
Yeah.
sucks when we have social media and young kids have phones because they're exposed to shit that just should not be. I think inherently as a human, yes, there's pros to it. They'll be smarter by the time they're older. That's just probably like a technological pro or whatever, like an advancement type of pro and evolution. But I don't think it's good. I don't know. I loved being a kid. I think you need to be kids. And when I say kid, I love being a kid. Before all that stuff happened in fifth grade, I would be outside my front yard playing in mud. I lived right across the street from the woods, like that kind of stuff. Like I
Yeah.
said, the creek, there was this hole of water just down the road every summer for like 6 years. We would just go and swim in this nasty water. I've seen turtles bigger than this table in that water
Yeah.
and just kid stuff.
Yeah, I
Just
think
kid
yeah, it's
stuff.
definitely be a kid, but I
Go
think
to
there
McDonald's and get ice cream.
yeah. Go to
And I
McDonald's,
had
get
a
ice cream.
phone.
Yeah.
Like we had like right before fifth grade is when I had my first iPhone. And it was like chill.
Mhm.
Like, like we loved I still love emojis. Like emojis that was like it for me. I
Yeah.
don't know. I just think
I feel like you should definitely still be a kid for
you
sure,
gotta be a kid.
but I
And
think
just
I think there has to be like some kind of like reality talk too at
yeah,
the end of the day.
I think so too. I just feel like if you're a kid, like introduce them to like human arts, as in sports, physical art, music, maybe dancing, singing, poetry, cooking, animal care, gardening. Like if you just introduce them to interests of a normal human, and I think they'll be just fine. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
no one's perfect, and unfortunately we all live with what was before us. Like we can control what our parents had, so it's just how the cookie crumbles. We're all here together, so you just gotta send out good vibes. I'm not here to tell anyone to try to live differently because it's hard. You know what I mean? And not of course everyone's not doing the best they can, but I think that it's tough, it's tricky, it's sad.
Yeah.
When I get into that kind of stuff, you start to think of like the downs of the world. And I don't know, if I had a question for you, do you think the world is more happy or do you think it's more sad?
I think it's definitely more sad.
See, I don't want to say that out loud, but I kind of am with you.
Yeah.
Especially right now.
I
You
think
don't
the
want
world
to
is
say
lost.
that because
Yeah.
we have all this, at least for me, you see happiness in your community, like neighbor to neighbor. There's a lot of happiness there. At least I can say that. But globally or nationwide or whatever, I think you're right.
I think I think people know how to mask the negativity because of social media, and they know how to put on a front that they're happy. But
Mhm.
I feel like deep down, more people are very sad, and that's just, yeah, I think there's just more lost and sad
Yeah,
at this moment. Yeah.
and that's sad.
Yeah.
But do you feel happy?
So I feel like I'm getting to a space where I can be. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just opening up to it, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, if you think about it like this, and this is also going to be a positive thing, if you have happiness, you know, you got to take something away to have space for the happiness and allow that to be the negativity.
Yeah.
You know, like some people, like sometimes it's like you take away your peace to be happy or whatever, or your
Why do you feel
anything.
that is? Why do you feel like the world is sad?
I feel like, okay, maybe no one will understand this, but I've kind of thought this for a long time. When a long time, I mean like 10 years. Like, imagine like if there was, I just think there's too many people on the planet. Like, to keep it really broad, I think there's too many bodies on the planet. I think someone fucked up along the lines and humans just started to evolve crazily. You know what I mean? Because if you think about it, like it's just overwhelming. There's too much energy. There's not enough spots to be filled. You know, like there's the I don't know, the balance of it all. I believe the balance is not balanced because like everyone has a purpose. I really do. But there can only be so much farmers on one land. Do you know what I mean? So I just think all the emotions on the planet, there's a lot of people who are just lost. And it's really sad to say this. And I'm not a kid, I'm a young adult, but I'm only a fucking kid, you know. I'm just saying this as a young person. But like, because people have families, people have brothers and sisters. I know love, I know family, like I know that. So I'm not trying to sound super unhuman when I say this, but like when I say I think a lot of people are lost, I just feel like there's a lot of numbers on the planet, if that makes any sense to you. And unfortunately, like all the spots have been filled. So there's all just this lost and hopelessness and you know there's so many drug addicts and people I'm not trying to shame on any type of like stuff like that because I
Mhm.
have seen people get real dicey when you talk about that, but I don't know, that's why I feel like there's a lot of sadness in the world. I think just like the world or earth, this space we're in where we've been spawned, truly I was spawned here, you know, we were all born here. So I think there's a real beautiful natural system to it.
Mhm.
And I think you know, we just like I'm sure it's happened before. Like if you have ever heard of the Great Reset and stuff, but I'm not even trying to get into that. But I'm sure this has all happened once before, maybe a bunch of times before. But you know, just more people, more people, more people, more people, more problems, more problems, more problems, boom, and it just starts over again. That's what I really think. And I just think we're at a point where we're in one of those like 75% parts, you know? I really do think that. I mean, when I was in like sixth grade, I used to think there's just too many people on the planet. And I'm not like Bill Gates, let's start killing people. Like I just really do think, and it's because I don't think we can go back, you know, we're just in too deep. Like, you know, there's so, like, you know, just to keep it really simple, there's not enough room for all of us to live if we want to really break it down, like to keep it. But then I'm speaking super, super energy wise and like emotionally and just like it's just too much, I feel. And I think that like I can kind of see it. It's like the wires are sparking. It's just too much. There's way too much influx in the system that is.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like I think people are more so lost. I feel like because I think they're just putting faith in the wrong things. I feel like that's why people are lost. I don't think it's a flux. I mean, there is a lot of people on this earth, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like I think people are putting faith in the wrong things. And when people are trying to like find like identity and whatever that is, identity doesn't even just have to be male or female. It could be like identity, like self-worth
Like
or
identify as confident
yeah, confident or
or
whatever.
loyal.
You you try to look for it in the wrong places, and when you look for it outside of what it should be, then that's when people get very lost, and when they're lost, they make a lot of very bad decisions, and I feel like that's just what it is. I feel like there's just a
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel you. I do.
Yeah. So definitely different perspectives, which I
I
love.
know, right? And I'll be honest with you, I'm very, I'm just like, I understand. Not, I know some people don't get like, uh, people don't understand the way I think. And I like that about me. I actually really love that about myself.
Yeah.
And to be like really specific, I know that I'm like one of one in the way I think. We can all look the same. I can try to look like Kim K all I want, but the way I think, and it's very lonely. It's so lonely, like extremely. And it's just nice to be in a space like this to just say it's so lonely because I never say it's so lonely because it is so lonely.
Mhm.
But like when you think literally like no one else, it's different, but I know it's not a mental illness. I don't want people to say that, because people could say, oh, that's schizophrenia. You know what I mean? I've been checked. I'm good. It's just I resonate with people like Albert Einstein, just this super unique way of thinking that no one really understood. And I know I'm really young, but I don't know. I resonate with those kinds of things. And that answer seems super like, that's just how I see it, and it's hard for people to understand, but I don't know.
Yeah, when you said that, you're not schizophrenic, you've been checked, but have you why did you say that? Did you, like, go to therapy or something, or
I've been to therapy. I've definitely been to some therapy. When I was younger, I went to therapy, but also I feel like I'll like never let what I'm about to say is one thing that like gave me so much confidence. Cause yes, I was born with confidence, but it's like something you work at.
Mm.
And I know I'm very confident, but um whew, I feel like wait, what was the question? I'm sorry, I just had a full
Why
brain float.
therapy?
Yes. Yes. Okay, yeah, it's all coming back to me. So, and this is really how I feel. I like feel like I did a lot of self-healing.
Mm,
And I've said that to people and they don't get it. And I don't know, I can only like here I am right now talking to you, but also just speaking to myself out loud. I can check in with myself. And if I feel good, then I tell myself I'm okay. And then I'm okay. You know what I mean? So there's been some things that have happened to me, that like someone would say, go to therapy. And I've never said, no, I don't want to go to therapy. I'm not against it, but I have been able to do like self, reach inside myself and like, kind of eat it, like digest it. Like some people feel like it's hard to solve a problem, but I don't know. I've been able to kind of solve my like if I feel sad, I've been able to get happy and I feel like in a positive way. And no one can really tell me it's not positive, because I feel good about it.
yeah.
And so I've never gone to, as of like 15 and up, 15 years old and up, never gone to like a professional therapist. But I feel like I've healed myself in honestly the best ways. The way I'm speaking right now, and just it's so crazy because I was such like my mind was closed when I was young, if you know what I mean. I was not awake,
Yeah.
and I thank myself for that. So I definitely would just say self-healing. Self-healing, it's like you do something and something happens. And if you don't like that result, if it hurt, if it got you so mad, you learn not to do it again. And that's how you learn how the world works. You know what I mean? And I think if you just kind of look really straight and clearly, you might not feel like you need therapy. And I feel like I don't need therapy.
Why'd you, if you don't mind talking about it, why'd you start therapy?
When I was like younger, like probably before 10, just like mom and dad issues. Like my mom and dad, they're not together now, but like they're both they contact really well, communicate really well, and co-parent my three siblings. My sister's a full grown adult. And I'm 21 now too, so like we're both legal. But just like early on, just like fighting and parental issues, we would go to therapy for me and my sister. And I've
Okay.
only gone two times in my life to like sit down and talk to somebody. But also Reiki is a form of therapy, and I've done Reiki one time. I know that sounds funny, but just one time, and it was wonderful. So good.
What is Reiki for those that don't know?
Reiki is like energetic healing, and some mediums will have a bed And the one I did, it was like a vibrating bed. It was a frequency bed where they just lay you down and they believe that they have powers within that can heal you. And it's just a very sacred, safe space. You relax and they kind of just energetically, you can go in for different reasons, but if you just go in for, say, normal Reiki, it would just kind of be they pull out the nasties in you energetically. And honestly, for me, it was just like a nap for my soul. Like, like I was able just to, like, that's the only way I could describe it. Like, I meant just like, I really was able to just like sleep for a minute. It
Yeah.
was nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
But like my mom does it repetitively, and I think that's when you start to feel like a real difference. But the one time I did it was like, it was nice.
Yeah.
That's one
Mm.
thing I really would like to do, like with more money. I really want to get into like psychic healers, and I would love to have like a go-to psychic. I'm so obsessed with the metaphysical world, but I'm just not wise enough. Like I need some help. And so I know who to go to. Like we have some people, but I just have to make money first.
Like, let me make this dough and then we'll get to that.
Yes.
So, how do you approach challenges or discrimination in the industry? And how do you prioritize self care and well being?
The first part of the question, I just keep going. Like to keep it really simple. I just keep going. To give you an example, I feel like I was blacklisted for like 2 months in the photographer world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I feel this way. Don't know for sure, but I strongly feel this way. I yada yada yada, somebody in my DMs talking some nasty, nothing bad, just nasty, nasty stuff. And not that I wasn't having it, I just maybe wasn't entertaining it. And then a little bit after that, I would do maybe 4 or 5 shows. I did like 4 or 5 shows this, like the end of last summer into fall. And it was like the same photographers at a few of these shows. And maybe the few shows, they were like 12 photographers in total. And then like the 5 that were at the same shows, I would have no shots at all. And I just felt a feeling in my body. I always trust myself, and I just felt away. Like I was like, someone's talking bad about me.
Hmm.
Someone is talking shit about. They don't want me to have my photos. Like they do not. These were big shows. Like
Hmm.
if I had I got them. But if I had my photos, it would have been nice. And to keep going with the example, that was, like I said, last summer. Here I am, still keep going. And the person who I thought it was, and I'm almost certain who it was like real nice to me at one of these shows that was like a really big deal. And when I mean a big deal, I don't mean fancy on the TV screen. I mean Cleveland, they have some people that have been like doing shows for so long. Like, I mean, 50 years. There's this one girl named Debbie. She's doing a show tomorrow, actually. And it was like a big deal in that sense. Very old, classic, all the OGs, and it's a black community. It's like the Cleveland modeling community in that sense is majority black. So it's just that nice family. Like everyone comes. We were celebrating that day. It was for Kayla Visions of Drama. Oh, see, here I go with details. He's about to know who I'm talking about. So yeah, it was a really nice event, very like celebratory. And I don't know, he just like was like, there was a whole lot of models, and he had thought he needed to tell me the instructions of the floor, where to stand, because the photos. And I just thought it was so funny. So I would say, if you ever feel like someone's discriminating against your ass, just show them that you can keep going, like without them. You know what I mean? That's just what I saw worked for me. And it's the good way out. I'm not gonna, you don't want to throw pearls down the runway when they're going. Just like literally keep going. Like literally, it makes people, it doesn't make them mad. It could make them mad. It could make them whatever, but it's just that determination. Like, you can call me ugly, you can call me loud, but you can't tell me I'm not going to keep going. Like, you'd have to kill me. And I don't even like to say that, but it's the truth. But that's what I would really, you just got to keep going, keep going, keep going. And it shows, it for sure shows. What I said real in the beginning with that designer thinking I was cocky. I didn't want to say this when we were on live, but I had gone to a casting maybe 3 days after that, and he picked me.
Mm.
And just the difference of it. And yeah, it shows when you just keep going. and you're not fucking around. I'm like, no, I'm here to work. A lot of these people are in here just to get cute photos because their friend did it and they think it's cool, and yeah, they're pretty. But some people like want to. I love Cleveland. I would love to not make it, but I want to make it out of Cleveland. I want to keep going. So I would just say keep going. Then with the self care, sometimes I'd be forgetting about my self care and it sucks.
Mm.
But the one thing that pulls me back into it is knowing how good it feels. It is actually, and I mean this, so important. Like it's so important. And I don't mean self care step 1, step 5, step 13, step a million. Like if you just, for me, the room clean, the clothes together, the faces clean. Like I have a lot of clothes, an extreme amount of clothes, like that's too many clothes. And it's easy for it to get overwhelming.
Mhm.
It really is. But self care for me is just getting them close together and having my makeup together and having my skin clean and just like, because when my makeup's not together, it's mental clutter for me. When
Okay.
my mind is cluttered, I hate that. So self care for me is just cleaning out that mind. And most of the time, it's physically cleaning. When my physical space is clean, I'm very content.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. That's self care for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, really.
Yeah, they say you know where someone's mental's at when you walk into, like, their home or their room.
I think
You
so
could tell that
too.
with me because if I'm messy, it's like, "Alright, mentally, I'm not all
I
the way
get it,
okay."
but like, I don't know. It's hard because, like, let alone if you are working, it's that kind of vibe. It's going to get dirty, or just sometimes you just want to kick it for some days and just chill and let the clothes get messy. It's very easy to, at least for me.
Mhm.
Like, I think that is one of the challenges God gave me is to work on my, uh, endurance, willpower. I don't know. I'm not a lazy person, but I do love to lay down. I love to relax too much. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can be a procrastinator for sure.
I would say procrastinate, but it's not
Yeah,
even that like, because I'll do what I have to do and then I'll just lay the fuck down for like three
same.
days.
Yeah.
And it's like, there was maybe an opportunity then, it's like, eh.
Yeah, this podcast throws a curveball for sure because I go to work and then I'm like, "Alright, I'm done," but then it's like, "Nope, I gotta keep on working,"
And
and,
pretty soon you'll make money off of this.
Yeah, that's something I'm looking into, actually.
You
I don't
will
know
for sure.
how, but
I think on those streaming services, you get yourself a deal and honestly just do it. Like if you just keep doing it, you probably don't even have to. Like I never believe in I just like old fashioned stuff. And when I say old fashioned, I mean just posting it and doing it. Because
yeah,
nowadays it's like the hashtags and the ads and the marketing and all this. And of course that's smart, but sometimes I like the simple life. Like
yeah.
I just like simple vibes.
Yeah, because someone was telling me when I was posting, it's like, "You gotta put, like, 7 hashtags. You gotta do this, you gotta do that." I'm like, "Oh my
And
goodness."
like, yes, it may help. I don't know. That's how I feel about that. Because I don't do hashtag. I don't do that kind of stuff in my photos, but they all do.
Yeah.
And yes, it may work, but I feel like it takes the fun out of it for me. Like, I don't know. I just don't care to. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like, I'm not, to be honest, I'm not posting this picture to have it go viral in the modeling community.
Mhm.
I'm posting it because I think it's beautiful and I want people to see it
Yeah.
in my community or the modeling community, you know?
Mhm.
So I like that you feel that way too, because I feel that way too.
Yeah.
I don't think we need all those same hashtags. When I see a hashtag at, coming from a real artist, a real creative, truly, this is maybe why I feel that way. It's too commercial for me. It's like, next, I get it. I get it. You're pushing yourself there, put the push. But I think I see everything you can see with your eyes. It needs to look good, and hashtags don't fucking look good. Like I don't want to see your caption that says something, and then there's like 6 dots, and there's like 30 hashtags.
Yeah, I hate
Like,
that.
bitch, ugh.
I do it on mine because 'cause I'm told, like, that's what you're supposed to do, but
No,
I
but
hate it.
but that's what you're supposed to do. I don't know. For me, I like to be different. I
Yeah.
just don't like the way it looks. That's just my personal opinion. I know there's a hole in these tights, so but that's a type.
Oh,
Right. But no, I don't know. I guess it does help, but I really do think that I don't know about the algorithm like that. But I remember being in high school saying that was how you do it. So I think by now there's different ways to do it because there's like so many reels and stuff now. But I don't know. I just try to like if you have something that works, just stick with that. But I'll be honest with you, like I don't even have that big of a social media audience. Like I really don't. It's like if I had the amount of social media praise that I got in real life, it would be so different, you
Yeah.
know? So it's just everything in my life assures who I am. Like I'm not meant to be a social media star that
Yeah.
just cares about the way they look. Like I really do have a big difference to do. You know, a big, big, big inspiration of mine is Princess Diana
Mhm.
and all the work she did in Africa for children. Like I just see myself as a humanitarian, you know, and stuff like that. And I know modeling will help me get into that world, you know.
So when you're able to get into that world, what will be like one of the first things that you would do if you could?
I think one of the first things that I would do would with my agency, something I mean, if I really got to pick in the way you're wording it, something smaller would be put on like my own fashion show, like with my name. I 100%, you know, with finances, 100% creatively directed it. But also, I would like to have like a talent agency. And I think that would be a good place to start, like kind of turning around what I do and letting people see the light in themselves and getting them jobs. And I think with that would start me becoming a businessman because, you know, right now I'm a model. I'm not so much a businessman, but
Yeah.
I do love business. I went to college for business and communications. So I love business. And there's just so many things I love. Like I really love architecture as well. So I would love to I just really think I knew I would need to find something that would get me into all that.
Yeah.
And I think it's modeling. I would love to model forever, but I just know like and what I would also do, I would set my eyes for Hollywood and the acting world.
Yeah.
That's what I would do for
Mhm.
real.
Yeah.
Speaking of just going out to keep wearing goggles, I would try to get into movies. I would love, love, love that. I also love dancing really well, but I don't know if that's in the cards for me. But I do love to dance, like background dancers on concerts. I love that, but I just don't know. You know, like I just visualize lights, a nice house, and really nice clothes. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not going to visualize anything negative, but there's no certain like thing.
Mhm.
There's just like positivity.
Yeah.
But also, I find myself visualizing like campaigns a lot. If you know what a modeling campaign is, like just like a little campaign,
Yeah.
just fun. I don't know, just fun little stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
that's cool goals to have. Yeah.
I like just anything that is like in the fun fashion world, and I feel like where the camera's rolling.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
just wanna be right there,
yeah,
front and center.
yes, I think so.
Alright. Well, what advice would you give to someone who is considering a career in modeling?
I would say if you want to do it in 10 years, then go for it. But if you don't want to do it for if you don't want to do it in 10 years and beyond, maybe think about something else to do
Mm.
because we don't want that. Like
Yeah.
I'm saying that from almost a year in, I know I'm going to be doing this for 10 years. It's just not worth it. And a lot of people have already come and gone in my little window, literally. People have already come and gone. And like they were these big things for a month and a half. And then all of a sudden they're posting on their Instagram, I don't model no more. Like, and it's just like, so that's one bad thing about being in Cleveland and modeling. Like in New York, if you're in a room full of models, you know they all want to be the next Giselle. Like it's the cutthroat is in the air. I love that. You know, that's real industry vibes. It's not like that here. The only cutthroat feeling you get, it's like who's the prettiest. You know, it's not that industry like vibe.
Yeah.
So I would really say if you don't want to do it as a whole life, like if you're not a artist, creative, seeing yourself in, you have to sacrifice your soul, your whole life. Like I've never even dipped into my toes of the world of like Gigi Hadid modeling. But you know, a lot of people believe that like those kind of models sell their soul. And I'm sure you have to get that kind of modeling career, you know? But so yeah, if you don't want to do it as like a real, real, real big thing,
Yeah.
don't even waste the time because you will spend money, your emotion. It's hard on your emotions. Like this
Mhm.
shit's not just like, ooh, I'm pretty. Let me put on an outfit. Like it's really intense. It's really intense when you go to these castings and you don't get picked. And that girl got picked by 9 people.
Mm.
It's a lot, you know.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to do it for like a long time, don't do it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would say.
Definitely try it, but if you don't see yourself,
No, I
Yeah.
mean, you can try it, but if you're in a room full of models at a casting and you try it and you look dumb, you're gonna even feel worse.
Mm.
Like people won't be the nicest. Like if you don't like have like the oh my god. I saw a video of like Giselle and Natasha Polly, one of the first ever runway videos I've seen, the 2009 Versace menswear runway. If you don't see a video of a runway model and be like, I need to do that, and you've like be like, oh, the energy I felt from that video, I have it inside of me. It's like you can try it. You should try it, but you'll see. Like if it's like put them shoes on and walk, and you'll know.
Yeah.
I promise.
It's like,
So
you'll
you
know.
can try it. I would not even say don't not try it, but like there's no point to get your Instagram into it, like start to plan shoots and stuff if you don't want to just keep growing,
Yeah.
It's just a waste. It really is. Not saying you're a waste. It's just don't waste your time doing it. I wouldn't see that. I don't see that being fun at all. Like the person I referenced to earlier, it made me really sad seeing them, I don't want to say here her, them drop out, because I was just like, it's just sad for so many different reasons.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what if I'm like a person trying to pursue modeling? What if it's like this is their first casting like call? What advice would you give them?
I would be right next to them and I would be physically showing them like how to walk. Like I would give.
Oh, so you're like the helpful type.
I'm the helpful type. Yes.
You're not bitter.
No. Oh my God. No. Definitely. I'm like, people get annoyed by me backstage. I'm not even kidding. I'm the type of person like, I'm like the grandma. Like, if your hat's not, I'm a help girl.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not right, like I know what looks good, not just in the world, but in the world of fashion. So yes, I'll help anybody.
Yeah.
And I found that because people do ask for help. I'm pretty good on the runway, and people are like, hey, like, how'd you do that spin? So I'll help all day. So number one, I'll be like, show me what I'll ask to see. And it's very easy, honestly. Like most of the time, I mean, I'm not no professional, but I will say this. I do think if you plucked me out of Ohio right now and threw me on a Versace runway, I would do just fine. I really do believe that.
Okay.
Try me, Versace, like hit me up. I really feel that way. So honestly, a lot of the times when girls ask me, or boys, to get some tips, they just need to slow down. Just slow down a little bit. So I'm the first one to help.
Be in the moment.
Yeah, just be in the moment. And I would say advice to start modeling. Really, really, really good advice. And like this goes over a lot of people's heads, I feel, but you just gotta be yourself. And I know it's like, oh, okay. And I mean that as in you monkey see, monkey do in modeling. Like you can't get sucked up in trends. It definitely, how for me, like we were talking about silver. If you vibe with that trend, go hammer head shark that trend. Do you know what I mean? Like go in, like capitalize off of it. But don't be hitting every single trend, because then you're just gonna die out with these influencers that are dying out right now. So I would say be yourself, as in find like your vibe. Like my dream, another dream of mine, to be like 30 or something. When you think of Beyonce, you think of an energy. You think of when you think of Audrey Hepburn, you think of an energy. Marilyn Monroe, I want that to be like me. And I feel like anyone can be like that. But that's what people mean when they say be yourself. Like whatever you have, learn how to make that shine. And for me, I mean, I don't know. To me, it's exciting, but I feel like saying it out loud, it's simple. It's me being a boy in girls' clothes, just to help people understand that, but being a very feminine guy. But I would just say be yourself in the way that I explained.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That's good advice.
Definitely. And I'm almost certain it'll work out if you try it. I think so. I really do think so.
Because you haven't been modeling for long, but you still have a very good like portfolio.
I think so, and I appreciate that. The only thing that I probably don't have on my portfolio, and this is keeping it really raw, is like a true headshot. And I know that sounds crazy because it's the first thing you get when you're a model, but no, I've never done like a black tank top, black jeans, no makeup headshot, and I really do need to. I need to so bad so I could submit to the big agencies in New York. That's the only thing that's held me back, because I already know I've submitted to a few. And they don't want comp cards like how mine look right now. Mine are runway photos and stuff. And they work here for the big show. They work in Columbus. They work here, and they actually work in New York, I've been able to use mine.
Okay.
But it's just I need like the industry standard ones. But I appreciate that. I love the runway so much. So when you do the runway, you get so much content from that. So it's like, okay, got all that content. But then it's also really fun to create your own content. Like I said, I want to do the short films and stuff. But like I was here the one time and I was just like, I want to show my body. Like I'm kind of conservative. I'm always covered up. I love long stuff. I love skin tight stuff. And I really love this photographer. I think it's in a relationship, so whatever. I'm just kidding. No, he's just the cutest. But I really love him as a friend, and he's so good. So we were here, and I was like, I sent him some references, and I shot in underwear, and it just made me feel so good. I don't know how we got here, what the question was, but now we're here. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it was advice for someone that's casting, like their first time.
Oh my god, how did we get all the way over there? That's crazy. No, yeah, I would physically show honestly, and it would be quick. It would take a minute.
Yeah.
It would take a minute and a half. Like truly, I would watch them walk. I would say da da da. I'd say watch me walk, and then I'd say da da da, and then I'd have them go again, and it should be fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, be a coach one day.
Well, I actually plan on having a workshop in April.
Oh.
And that's going to be really fun. And I may be a coach there. But yes, I really do think so because
I might have to come check that out. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that would be so fun.
Yeah.
That would be so fun. I definitely will keep you updated on everything. It's like a lot to figure out. It's so much to figure out. But I want to, because after you do food workshops, then we have like the funds to put on the show. That's going to be so grand. But it'll be fun.
Yeah, that's exciting to hear.
It is exciting. I think so do some model coaching, then one day have an agency. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Huh.
Yeah.
You definitely have, this has opened up a lot of doors that you may be able to.
I know. It's crazy. It really is. I just think that's how the industry works. Like if you're open to it, it'll just won't keep coming because I'm not like in Hollywood yet. I'm not in New York yet. But like the possibilities I feel like open up in your mind. Like I'm open to it. And I used to be scared. I used to never, ever think I could ever possibly sing in front of someone. And now I'm like low-key dying to, for the short films I'm talking about, I want to make my own music for the short films and sing them. But maybe like have some other artists. Like I want like me and a girl. Because it's like I do have a guy voice with another girl. But I don't know. I'm thinking right now, like maybe we can record them here. Is this stuff always here?
Yes, it's always here.
Oh my god! Because that was the first thing I thought. I was like, where can I record the music?
Yeah, might be here.
Is this your specific room, or is this the one you use for the podcast?
This is the one I use for the podcast.
And you just rent it out?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that means I could probably rent it out and do it here. That's so fun.
I'm not sure how that will go music-wise. Because
oh no, this would be perfect.
Yeah,
I think so. It don't have to be perfect. This isn't like a Hollywood production. I just want to make something. I honestly like the imperfections of it. And I just really want to make like true art, like legit art.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's what I'm looking forward to really, really, really soon.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, maybe not soon, like as in time, but just like on my mind soon.
Yeah.
Yes. Very happy that I thought about that now because I won't forget that.
Next time you come in, you're going to be like, Tommy.
No, I've
Let's
been
talk.
like, for a long time, I feel like if, like I could be, and I would love to do this too on the side, I think I'd be a really good ghostwriter because I write a lot of songs, like almost always. I'll just be at work or I'll be anywhere and like songs just come to me in like a beautiful, beautiful melody. So I've been writing them down for a whole bunch of time.
Yeah.
But it's just like now I like finally have felt inspired to like bring them to life, I really, really would like to.
What kind of music would you do? Like with genre?
I would say like dream, nostalgic, cyber.
You said cyber?
Dream, nostalgic, cyber.
Cyber, yeah.
Love ballads.
Oh, why those?
Well, a dream, nostalgic, cyber love ballad. Just because I don't know, that's my vibe. Like, city, yet loves, yes, there's love involved, but nostalgia always. That's like a trait of mine. And cyber is the city. Cyber
Mhm.
is lights, cyber is music. That's cyber to me. Cyber is the new age, you know. And
Yeah.
I do love I love that. Like I'm not just how we talked about gods, like I love Mother Earth, but a part of me is very, very I love the city. I love the concrete jungle, lights, like,
Yeah.
that dystopian type of energy. I do love that. There's
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe why I love that are other people because maybe that was a past life. Here we are. We're just attracted to it.
Yeah. So if you want a female singer, Angie, the one that was on there, I will send you her link. She's actually a really good singer. And I'm not just saying that. She's like phenomenal.
Oh my God, send it.
Yeah, she's really good. Check
Yes.
out her Instagram, and she has like different stuff, different
I
platforms.
mean,
But
I like kind of want to create like a baby album, like
yeah,
4 songs for a short
she
film,
will
you
love it.
know?
She loves creating music, so that'll
Does
be,
she like
and she can give you pointers too.
Of course. No,
Yeah,
that would be so good. Oh my gosh, please send me her way.
yeah. Because I would love to see that your
Oh no,
short films and your music. I
I
would love.
want to so bad. No, and
Yeah,
I just so the only thing that's not holding me back, but kind of the what process we're in,
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what because I don't plan on myself making just one. I want to make a bunch, but I don't know what story I want to tell.
Mm.
I just don't know what story I want to tell. I have to figure that out. So I just don't know.
Maybe kind of tell your own.
That's what I was thinking because you could go really personal, or you could create a whole brand script and tell like a love story of 2 people. Like
Yeah, it could be love story. Comedy is so much.
well, that's the power of creativity. I can
Yeah,
create anything. It could be horror, it could be sad.
just a little bit of everything.
I just don't know, and it does scare me, but I know I'll figure it out. Like I'm not nervous. I'm just like, ugh. It's almost annoying because
Yeah,
I know it's gonna come to me, but I low key have to wait and find out. Like that's just how it works for me. Like my thoughts, for sure.
yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty, I think we're gonna end it there.
We're gonna end it there.
But hold on, let me say one last thing. But let me get this in order first before I. All right, podcast listeners. So that's gonna be the end of that. I feel like that was a good episode.
That was a great episode.
Yes.
That was a great episode.
So just so you know, as you explore your passions and identity in the realm of singing, dancing, or beyond that, remember to keep God at the forefront of your journey.
And keep going.
Yes, it's through his love and guidance that your true identity will shine brightest. Don't be afraid to seek him out, to ask for his guidance and wisdom, and to trust in his plan for your life. Remember, your identity is not defined by your talents or accomplishments, but by the love and grace of God. May his light illuminate your path, and may you find your true self in him. Thank you for joining me on this episode, and I hope you'll continue to seek God's love and guidance as you pursue your passions. Until next time.
Love you.